I hope they crash in the sea.
Right, so you are standing on a snowy plain, freezing and bloodied. Lots of people have blood running down their noses and out of their ears. Injured, out of spells, pretty much. And a half-mile walk back to the sled. You just found out there's some horrific giant creature called Specimen number 5 somewhere out here. And what do you want to do?
Walk back the sled,
To the sled,
and I'll
yeah.
apologise constantly. Look, it was a really good plan. It just didn't work out. Ow, and I hurt everywhere.
To be fair, we need more mind flayers like we need a hole in the head. Sorry, Aisha.
Ooh, too soon.
Too soon, yeah, zinger. Right, so are you just slowly plodding back through the snow towards the sled then?
Yeah, well, I mean, what's the chance of this thing still being around here?
Oh,
Keeping a
100%.
lookout for this and
Yeah.
all sorts.
Yeah, I suppose we'll keep an eye open, but it's not going to be around here because we're out of resources and low on hit points. Worst possible time. Oh, wait.
Aye, do all the rangery stuff.
Yeah, so what I'm going to ask you for then is a group perception check.
Like, Tess, can I borrow one of your
Jolly
tampons?
good.
Stick it in the back of my head.
And make that. I'm going to ask you first for a group perception check. That means that half of you have to succeed.
Can I roll, whatchamacallit first?
Guidance, you could, but everybody's so eager to start rolling that they've started rolling.
I'll cast it on myself.
But you can only cast it on one person anyway, so you might as well. So, eagle-eyed, you squint into the light snowstorm. Okay, so you look precariously backwards and forwards. I think what I'll ask for is an athletics roll. You sense more than see something's out here. There's no insects or birds to frighten, but you just have that dread in the pit of your stomach. I'm going to request an athletics roll from everybody.
Oh, this is how I die.
This is
Again.
how you die, yeah.
Well, I'll have the bow and arrow out just in case. If I see the snow twitching.
Right, so ploughing through the snow, desperately looking all around you, you see the sled in sight and hurry towards it. It's still there, as is Bob guarding it. But behind you, several hundred feet away, something big is ploughing through the deep snow, heading in your direction. Only its shiny dorsal ridge bricks the snow's surface. It's a few hundred feet away. The sled is close, maybe 20, 30 feet.
Dash.
Dash, yeah, dash.
Leap onto the sled and get the dogs turned round, so as soon as the last person's on, we're out of here.
Right, so you scramble desperately onto the sled and examining the creature's stat. It comes at you quicker than a man can run. But you get onto the sled and pull the anchor up, and as you do, it's about 80 feet away from you. The dogs start to whine. You crack the whip, Andy. The sled jerks away and heads north. Can I have an animal handling roll for you, please?
Hopefully.
I reach over, touch Andy, and cast guidance on him.
Cast hurry the fuck up, Andy, on him.
Yeah.
So
Shout and motion help, but you've got advantage.
Okay, so you've got advantage with guidance.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It's not great. So you begin to pull away. You didn't get your guidance.
Oh well, I dropped it on his thingy. But
On his what?
on his,
That's probably why then he was obviously distracted.
I dropped it on. Can he drop it on the picture of his tune, or does that not?
No, I think it's got to be on the actual combat tracker bit.
Right.
Or his totem.
Okay.
So you get a 5, right? So you pull away, mush. Everybody is piled in, and this gigantic lozenge-shaped thing breaks the surface. It's around 60 feet away from you. It comes up vertically, and it's got a triangular-shaped nose with an enormous mouthful of sharp teeth and armoured scales all down its back, and it leaps vertically out of the ice a full 15 feet before crashing behind you, but it seems to have misjudged its flight, and it lands 20 feet behind you, just missing you.
But can I flame bolt while it's there?
Yes, if you want to.
Yeah, I'm going to throw chromatic orb at it as well.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Well, no, we're escaping, but we may as well.
I was just going to describe your escaping, but if you're going to shoot at it, that's fine.
No, feel free. Go for it.
No, that's fine. You want to open fire, right?
I'm behaving.
Yeah, so it obviously has misjudged its jump, and it falls 20 feet short as it crashes into the snow behind you. The dogs yelping and howling. You swiftly you crack the reins, and the dogs slowly pull away. It then begins to dig, and it digs back under the snow again, but it doesn't seem to be able to keep up with you.
Faster, you wee furry bastards.
Yeah. So over the next 3 hours, you just run the dogs as hard as you can, and you get to move 8 miles, Andy. Eventually, the dogs do outpace the creature number 5, and
dead
it
straight
just
line.
goes in a dead straight line. Actually, sorry, you're in mountains, so you initially get to move 4 miles, then 3, so you get to move 7 miles. So I'll knock you back 1. So you just crest the frozen river, but you've lost sight of this creature. For about half a mile, it followed you. The plume of snow spraying up off its
I've got an idea.
its shiny dorsal ridge.
I think we could lose it in Dougal, but they were very great loss.
Can you imagine
that would be amazing.
what will come out the other side, though? God.
So 3 hours of hard riding, first through the mountains and then through the snow tundra. The dogs slick and panting. You come to a halt and you seem to have lost it. Only because
I'll look over my
we got
shoulder.
such a fantastic bunch of athletics roll for you running to the sled.
I'll look over my shoulder back at the rest of the party and go, do not tell me we have to fight that thing as well.
Oh, well, actually, I suppose if it hangs around with us long enough, we can use it as a weapon.
It would be company for Dwaldi.
It would probably eat Dwaldi.
Why don't you go back and ask it?
We could always lead it to a lake and hope it can't.
Yeah, I got such a magnificent set of successes on the athletics checks. There was 20s and 23s a go-go that you managed to get into the sled. Obviously, fear does wonders for your athletics.
It does.
Does bollock all for your animal handling, though.
Right, so you need to rest at least 3 hours, and then you've got 2 more hours of travel.
Well, I think we'll pick up a short rest.
Or you can push the dogs on now if you wish, but they will get exhausted.
No, I think we'll have a short rest.
Okay, so you just plop them down in the sled, defrost in a bowl of stew or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. If there's some
Can I get some hit points back?
Yeah, so you can use half of your hit dice on a short rest.
Can't use 2.
Yeah, so if you look at your main character sheet at the bottom, Andy, it's got hit dice.
All right, yes.
And you just click it to use 1, and you can use 2 of them on a short rest.
Because I've never actually done this before, would you believe?
Hey, that's much better. And I can get a spell slot back, can I?
You can use in your arcane recovery your first level spell slot.
And I can use another one. Yeah. 2 charm. Oh, well, not to worry. That'll do.
Yes. So a quick rest, feed of the dogs, and you've got 2 hours worth of travelling left. So which direction do you want to head in?
Chuck them up, please, Miss Ord.
You'll have a bookmark by now.
I only learned how to put them on the board. I think it was not last session, but the session before. Somebody mentioned, because I tried every which way and I didn't realise it was the dragon's head that you had.
The dragon's head in the top left hill. You just drag that down and drop it on your bar, and it saves the map.
Since we're out here, why don't we head along the south shore of Redwaters and head towards that tower that we've got to go looking for?
That's a good idea, that, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We can drop in at East Haven.
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah. Might be better to stop at Good. Oh, the Goodmead might be a very happy moment. Cared dinner, but there's a lot of places we should avoid, actually, when you look.
Yeah, you've upset the people of Goodmead no end by flamethrowing their bee house.
Well, in our defence...
You're psychopath.
There shouldn't be brewing undead wine or whatever it is.
Well, it was delicious. Everybody said so.
Yeah, but in my defence, I prefer me made without carrion in it. I mean, it does wonders for the cider, but it's no good in made.
So that is up to you. You've got 2 hours travel. You probably can do 3 miles per hour.
So are we all right to head roughly for East Haven?
Yeah, I don't think we do.
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah, so you can. Are you heading along the north shore of the Redwater? Or well,
so
you just move it 6 miles.
Oh, hang on there.
So camping on the shores of the Redwater, can you subtract 4 rations for the dogs or 8 pounds of meat, whichever?
I haven't got the mate. Mate's in the party thing in it.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I can sort that out.
Right.
Mammoth meat, handy for feeding them dogs, and consume yourselves a ration. And once more, the luck of the Morning Lord seems to be upon you as you spend a completely quiet night without any encounters.
He's a cunt lad, that Morning Lord.
Taking a long rest. So, heading out the next morning.
Yeah.
Give me an animal handling roll, Andy.
Okie dokie.
I will guidance you.
Yeah, put guidance on him and helping.
Yeah. Right, here we go.
Much better. So that's a full movement for the day.
Right.
So your first Your first set of movement is going to be 9 miles,
Right.
and then you stop for your break and move. There is no encounters or anything, so then you have a 3-hour break, nothing happens, and then you can move the remainder. As you zip up, you're within sight of East Haven.
Are we calling in at East Haven, did you say?
I don't think we need to. I mean, we may as well just slide on past. We're healed and ready to go, and we've got plenty of supplies.
Right.
Okay, so you camp outside of East Haven on the southern shore of the Redwater. We eat some mammoth meat.
Mammoth kebabs.
Yeah.
They're quite big.
A man-bab!
And then again, you push on. I advance the calendar, and then you push on another day. Another day.
And how far this time?
So that's the 25th of Hammer. Animal handling roll.
Oh, right, yes.
Help on them.
Guidance on them.
Not very much.
Snap me in the back.
You give them encouragement, you pat them in the back and go, well done, sir, well done. Oh, nat 20, so you get an extra movement, so you can do 9 and 16 miles you can do all in all day. You don't have any more encounters again, because you are the luckiest party member ever, so you can pull 16 miles.
There we are.
It's light snow, so it doesn't impede anything, and you spend a day heading up the Redwater. It's now the 26th of Hammer, so you should reach that area the next day. Resting, we eat more meats
And more rations.
and more rations, yeah, so that is 58.
I like this moving about on the map business as well, mate.
Are you enjoying it?
Loving it.
Right, so to get to that marker,
Yeah.
going to be 3 miles. So you can do that in the first hour of travel, leaving you 7 miles in the day.
Right.
You can see a large set of hills around that area.
Right. Do the hills look as though they're sleddable? In as much as if we get the sled up on the top, we'll get a good view. And if there's any towers poking out of anywhere, we should be able to see them.
Yes.
Can I let me owl fly up ahead and see what I can see? See if there's a better way up and if there's anything over the ridge and whatnot.
Yeah, he's got advantage on his thingy check, doesn't he? Which is wisdom, isn't it? He gets a 16. Yeah, the other side of the hill, Tracy, he flies around a bit, and then he spots a 20-foot high, irregularly shaped spur of rock jutting out of the side of the hill ahead. Its smooth and shiny surface cannot possibly have been worn down by the wind. Protrusion looks utterly out of place, as if it has been thrust into the ground.
Oh, there seem to be
There's no sign of life outside.
no entrances like what appears to be doors or windows or anything
I
like that.
believe there's a hole in the side, so welcome to
Okay.
possibly the most complicated map on the entire scenario. I shit you not. Even though it's only a small map, right? It's very complicated.
Right, I'll
So
impart
I'm
this
gonna-
information to the party.
I'm going to have to open up the various bits.
Right, I'm going to try and park the sled on a piece of snow-covered rock, if that's possible, rather than just like on the ordinary land.
Yeah, there's a slippery tunnel that leads down, like it looks like it's been dug out of the snow and heading
Right.
down at an angle in towards the tower.
Because all I'm saying is, I've seen tremors.
So you're parting the sled where, sorry, Andy?
Hopefully on a bit of snow-covered rock, as opposed to ordinary land that things with spiky bits sticking out the back can swim through.
Yeah, I'm sure that they
Because I've seen
won't
that
follow
movie.
you.
Yeah,
I'm
of
sure
course
that Andy,
you are.
Andy, I'm your GM, just as.
That's
The
what we
last
did,
time-
and we ended up on a bloody illithid spelljammer.
Oh, we could have kept the rabbit and used it to just sit in the middle on a thing thumping its foot.
Could have kept the spelljammer. Could you imagine that? In Lonelywood, everything's ending up in Lonelywood.
Yeah, this
Right.
is our pub, and on the roof is a spelljammer.
And for a
We've got
couple of
Right.
Nessie in the lake, and
and for a couple of gold, we'll do you a couple of low passes over the lake. Bit of water skiing off the back.
Right, so are you all approaching the spire after you park the sled up, or what?
Yeah.
yeah,
Can we ask Bob to stay on guard?
Of course you can.
Presuming that's all right with Aisha, because he's your mate.
Yeah, of course. And if you see something large chasing, don't fight it. Come and get us.
Right, so I'm going to ask you all for a history check. Dave, you can have advantage. You'll have to click it yourself.
History check.
Here you go. I'm going to request one for you. As you
Can-
approach this black spire heading out. So have you got advantage tick, Dave?
can I
Yeah.
not assist with me being a sage background?
There's a surprise to the dwarf.
Oh, Jesus.
You can't assist Dave. He's already at advantage anyway, but he has succeeded. The rest of you look upon this and of course Aisha as well.
Oh, okay.
So the first thing you do is you look at it and it's roughly spherical. I'm going to drop it on the map, and then here we go with the I can't see. It's all bloody dark. Hang on, we'll all just do the reconnect thing.
I'm blind, Dick. I'm blind.
I can't see a bloody thing. So, Ben and Aisha, this is for you. You discern that the building is indeed man-made, but it has not been hewn. Okay?
Oh.
And Dave, you alone, you discern there is a protruding top of a larger structure that continues underground. You also realise that it is very slightly, the top is very slightly wider than the bottom, so it's sloping inwards, and it looks like an upside down building that has been driven into the ground, because sticking out of the top of this tower are what are obviously foundations. So when I describe to you the contents of the rooms and things, what you have to remember is this is upside down. So what I'm describing as the floor is the thing you're standing on. The ceiling is the thing above your head, okay?
Okay.
So Dave relays this information to you.
Yep.
And then the DM, hopefully, he shares the map and it's going to work first time.
So the long and the short of it is it's upside down.
Yes. An upside down spike shape, maybe.
It's a massive toilet.
And we already have problems because somebody, whoever did the map, stuck a wall in the middle and land test was jammed on it. Right, here we go. Fingers crossed, lads. And lady,
Can I just
Sort of.
just say, Rich, that I'm going to be very vigilant for looking for that disc because other things. So I'll be, keeping a lookout for something that looks like that.
right. So leading down into the bit that, like I said, there's a 20-foot bit of it sticking out of the ice, and the top has sort of what did I just say? Foundations sticking out the top. There's no door, but there is a hole wider than a man that looks naturally hewn or dug out ahead of you, which heads down at an angle towards the tower as it heads into the tower itself.
I can only see 3 of us on the map.
That's because they're on the other side.
The only problem with this map is I don't know if it's just this thing, is can't easily discern where entrances are and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking on the map and it's just like...
Yeah, like I said, the
Just
only
one
entrance is this tunnel. Once you move into the tunnel, I can move you into a different part of the map. Somebody has drawn a wall across the entrance tunnel.
right.
Because they are awesome at that.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay. At least we can still see the map this time.
Right, let's head to the entrance, the boys and girls.
Right, so you stand in front of this hole. Who goes down it? It's it looks like it's at an angle of maybe 45 degrees-ish, and it looks to have been dug out by hand.
I don't mind going first unless you would have said a stealthy person first.
I'll go down it and try and stealth.
Right, okay. Give us a stealth roll into the tower, Andy, and while I do my best to try and...
Before he
track it.
goes off, I slap him with guidance.
Right, go on then.
Oh, thank you very much.
Right, Andy, I'm just going to try and drag it onto the map, and can
Right
you
up.
see?
Hang on. Yes, I think so. Yes, I can.
Right, so Andy stealthily, much better than he normally has been doing, heads down the thing. Can I have an athletics roll, Andy, or are you wearing crampons?
I'm wearing my crampons.
Your crampons will affect your stealth, however, so
I'll risk it.
You climb down this tunnel into an upside-down entrance. The slippery tunnel opens into an upside-down room, contents of which are coated in frost. Across from the tunnel is a wooden door that's flush with the ceiling, which used to be the floor, which is now the ceiling, but it's now the floor. The door is ajar, and flanking it are 2 identical stone statues that hang down like stalactites. Across from the statues are sconces with upside-down flames burning in them. The place is well lit.
Right. What are these statues of?
They depict
Can I
a
tell?
long-faced human dressed in wizard's robes and clutching a staff. As you
Does it
examine...
have a knob at the end?
They both have knobs on the end. That's how you know the wizard's staff. Apparently this door is open, but the person that drew the map did not open the door. Yes, you know. Looking down the corridor, Andy?
Uh-huh.
Well, I can't say anything. Why am I not with this?
Because Andy's in by himself. Are you stepping forward into the room?
Yes, I will do. I shall creep forward.
Right, so who's going in next after Andy?
I'm not going anywhere near that door, but
I'll go next.
So you're going to have to step over the top of the door, which is about a foot high, because it's actually hanging down from the ceiling. Okay, Aisha goes next. Like I said, it's a little difficult to maneuver, so you'll have to bear with me as we go.
Well, could I move just past the door into that tunnel to give the rest of the
Absolutely.
party some room?
Absolutely.
I'll go after Brucey
Right.
then. Trying to fire spells between his legs.
Right, can you stay
Don't hit the
okay?
dangers.
Can you all sit here okay, Brucey?
Yep, I can see that. That's good.
Yeah, so you step forward, you climb down. Again, you notice it looks like the hole in the wall leading to the thingy has been punched through
From the inside or
from the
outside?
inside.
Oh.
So do you step forward as you are blocking the tunnel?
I will slide to the right out there.
Well, but that's it. Wow, was it really worth it?
I'll go down.
Depends,
now.
really.
Right, so who's next?
I was
We've got
going after Bracy.
Lantesh is sliding down and like grabs hold of your leg as you slide down. Right.
Whee!
Whee! You shout. You see this upside down room and Cora on the other side of that.
Is the
wow.
floor made out of flagstones or is it one solid floor?
The floor is the roof and it's made of what
You know what I mean.
looks like a stone ceiling tile, if that makes any sense. But it because of your check, you realise it was shaped by magic. Well, Bien has told you all it's shaped by magic, so it's not natural construct. It was after Lantesh.
I moved forward there just to give some space. You know that them statues. Is there anything like of anyone that I've seen or illustrated in books that I've read or anything like that?
I will give you you can have Arcana or History. What would you like? It's a very difficult rule.
Probably Arcana.
So request this one for you. A 23. Yeah, you know the human, but they have their cheekbones and their facial features are very slightly different. And you vaguely remember reading in a book that these statues look like they could be of Netherese origin.
Yeah, we're running away from here now. Let's leave. Come on.
Wow,
Bye.
that's powerful magic. That shit.
Lantesh starts grinning. You don't know this, Earl. You're still outside. Happily, you're blissfully unaware as you step into the tube and slide down to the tube to the bottom.
Yeah, I'm in me own little personal space here because being a sage, this is just like dream world, history that you've dreamt of, being able to touch sort of thing. It's like, wow.
Well,
I'll just turn around to you, turn around to Sanwa and say, try not to touch anything in here because it could be really dangerous.
with a big, childlike grin on her face.
Why are you grinning like a wanking Jap?
Because this is Netherese stuff.
Is there a way out of this hole?
Come back, you're not going anywhere.
You can climb back up.
Oh, that body.
But it's wonderful magic stuff. It's me heart's desire. It's like the find of a lifetime.
Oh,
And,
it will be the last find of a lifetime.
The whole
Careful.
room and the corridor beyond is illuminated with a continual light spell, Tracy, of such fine sorcery craftsmanship that it is still operating to full effect after what you estimate to be thousands of years.
Wow, that is some powerful shit.
Can we remember what happened to the last bloke who went in here, by the way, chap? Something weird. So let's be careful.
I look over my shoulder, look at Lantesh. I shall make a hand sign for a door and then hold up two fingers and then point. There's one to the left and one to the right, and then sort of shrug my shoulders. Which one?
I'll have a look. Is there any markings around the room?
No, it just seems to be a perfectly normal, if up, down, upside down corridor.
I mean, I can creep a bit further forward if you want, so you can all get into this death space corridor.
Just before you do, I will move over and I will touch you. Well, hey, and give you guidance again.
Well, hey, I'll just shrug my shoulders and say as though like it's up to you. You I have no idea.
What's that at the far end of the corridor, Rich? Is that a set of
that is a set of stairs that would lead up, or in this case down. However, they are totally blocked floor to ceiling with ice and rubble.
Right. Well, in that case, I am going to stealth a little. So basically, there ain't nothing coming through there, in theory.
Yes. Do you want to have a look? Go up to it and have a look?
I'm not that bloody stupid.
No, I think he means that there's no chance of anything coming down and attacking, so that's sort of secure.
It doesn't look like it. I mean, but then again, neither did the waterfall until somebody went blasting holes in it. Just saying.
Well, I'm gonna try the yes, and I'm just
before you go anywhere, I'll get out the little lantern just to be on the safe side and light it. See if there's any elementals in here.
Right. I'm going just past that door and then sort of spinning round, so I'm facing back the way we've come.
Got ya. So if anything jumps out of there, it can grab you from behind. No problem.
Basically.
There is, as far as I'm aware, Tracy, no elementals. Unless there is. But if there is, I will warn you, as far as I can tell, there isn't. Like I said, this may be a small map, but it is one of the most complicated connections in the whole game.
I just thought I'd better check before anybody started, going a little bit further and then getting themselves sucked in by elementals. And I'll look at
Oh,
That
you
one.
make one or
Right.
two small mistakes then.
I know. So the doors, these two doors are closed. And again, they hang from the ceiling, so there's like a foot lintel next to the floor you'd have to step over. Dave, you walk forward and examine the staircase with your dwarven insight, and you proclaim that is not going to be unblocked. It would take a full team with block and tackle and drilling gear and everything to get that unblocked.
I sort of communicate.
Well,
Right.
I notice has not moved. Just stares at the statues as if they may come to life and stab him through his black heart.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll wander vaguely forward.
But I'm ready to provide fire support. So if anybody's going into either of them doors, be my guest.
I listen at the door. Do I hear you?
Let me ask you for a perception roll. You can just chuck it in the tower if you want, if you've got your skills open. Otherwise, I can request a hidden roll.
Secret.
No, that's Lantesh. Never mind. You listen at the door. It is very cold as it's exposed. This corridor is exposed to the outside temperature. However, it's not frozen solid. Again, presumably because of some kind of property for the Netherese architecture. But you hear nothing. Everybody looks at the door, then looks at each other, then looks back at the door.
I'll walk over and open the door and go, it's always me, isn't it?
Simon steps forward, opens the door. There's a loud explosion and a flash of light. No, you open the door, you see a sliver through the doorway as you step past there. Right, this is the upside down library. Tall bookshelves affixed to the outer wall have spilled their contents onto the ceiling turned floor. A large table lies on its side, one leg broken. A 5-foot wide tunnel in the floor to the east leads down.
Oh, I skipped past Sanwin.
Did Lantesh make a little noise there?
Yeah.
She let off a squeak.
Yeah, she shoves her way past it. Earl, you're cautiously looking about, and then there's a squeak, and Lantesh shoves you to one side and runs into the room.
I'll breathe a sigh of like, oh God, we die, and then step one side and go to it and sit Lantesh. In certain places they burn books like these.
Right, so you see the tunnel, again, it looks like it's been punched and torn. You can see hand marks, like, the way if you grab into a cake, you leave finger divots. It looks like something has done that to these magical stone walls.
Oh, that.
Right.
Maybe it's where that golem thing came out of.
Actually, can I have a look at that? Because that genuinely was just what I was thinking, Dave. I wonder if this is how the golem got out, the Arcane Guardian. Does it seem to match the sort of size that would be?
Yeah, it would, because it's about 9 feet tall and broad.
Got a feeling this, now point at the hole, is going to lead us to where the Guardian hanging.
Right, so you examine the hole. Corin covers everything at once with his bow. Bairn runs in. What are the rest of you doing? Books lie scattered around the floor.
Oh, go and have a look at the books.
Lantesh is making little noises.
Clapping our hands with glee and looking at frantically at all these books. And it's like a kid in a sweet shop. Which bit of bar candy should I have next?
Do you have comprehend languages?
Corin
Yes.
looks
Yes.
over and whispers, "Can you clap your hands a bit quieter?"
It looks like, and you don't know how, it looks like somebody's already been through these books. They lie scattered and thrown against the walls in positions that would suggest that they hadn't just fallen there. And most of the ones that remained are damaged and are almost destroyed by the frost or whatever. But 3 are still in a serviceable state.
Oh, have a look at the 3.
They are
there.
written in a language that you do not understand.
Even with comprehend languages.
If you cast comprehend languages, yeah.
Yes, I can, because it's a ritual.
So do you want to pull the chalk out on that and cast it for 10 minutes?
Yep.
The damaged book, I'll mend a load of them while she's doing this, because it's just occurred to me that there's certain wizards would basically give anything for Netherese books.
Would prestidigitation work?
No. Earl, you attempt to mend them, and you can mend them, but they don't seem to be. They seem to be normal books, just written in a different language.
All
Right.
right, okay.
Are you waiting 10 minutes while Tracy casts her ritual?
Yeah.
By the way, Rich, if we see anything on battered gold rolls, can you scream so I can run away?
Yeah, of course. Right,
You mean this
Tracy.
one?
So the books are in the party
Would it be possible?
inventory
while-
if you want to take them, and then once you look at them, it tells you what is in them. The 3 books are the Magical Wonders of Netheril, the Mysteries of the Farium, spelled with a PH. Try saying that when you've had a few pints. And the Wizards in the Hollow.
While Lantesh is doing her thing, would it be possible to kind of have an investigate of the room whilst, carefully not touching important things?
I'll give him a hand.
Certainly.
And I will guidance him.
As you look down the hall, because you've got, except for Corin, who hasn't got dark vision, you're going to light a torch, or are you using your little candle hat?
I've got me candle on me hat.
Right, so you can't see much down there, but as somebody with dark vision peers over the end, it looks like the hall goes down at a slight angle, about 20 feet, and then you can see just a patch of flooring and the corner of something that may be like a metal box, but it's just a corner underneath unless you want to climb down or jump down.
How far away is it?
I'll climb down in a minute, but can I do my investigatey thing in this room first, just to see if there's anything like hidden behind the bookshelves?
You certainly can.
He's a clever man, is that Corin?
Oh, you rolled a 1 and re-rolled it as well. So many luck things going on at once there, Andy.
I love being a hobbit.
Right, so you search the room thoroughly, but there's nothing else in the room which appears different from what you've already found.
Right, I shall point at the hole and make the accepted hand sign for it's a hole.
Well, Tracy's doing this ritual for 10 minutes, so yeah. I don't know whether you want to wait or are you going to explore the rest of the level or whatever.
No, I'm like I'm trying to get tied up for when she's finished, and then I'm trying to sort of do all this with hand signs and like not make a noise. The idea being, if somebody holds the end of the rope,
I'll send a message to her and go, when we've cleared this level out before we go down, we'll tie off a rope and I'll let you down. Is that what
right? I'm going to say if you tie it round my ankles, I'll go down head first and have a quick squint.
Gladly.
As an aside, while making hand signs, thanks to TikTok, I now know how to sign fucking idiots, so that I can insult the lads across the entire length of the noisy factory now.
Awesome.
One of the first things Tracy taught me was how to sign language fuck up, because Tracy used to do sign.
Right, okay, Andy, so yeah, you're doing that. Ben and Aisha, are you doing anything? While Tracy is literally hopping up and down with glee while looking through these books.
I will tag along behind Corin to make sure he doesn't get moved.
I'll ask them. So who's these Nethery chaps?
I don't know much about them, but I've heard of them. Anyone who practices magic has heard they're an ancient race who invented magic. And there's probably lots more things about them, but all I can remember is they weren't considered particularly nice by current day standards.
And something happened and they had a huge apocalypse.
Yeah.
So if we happen to bump into one and while trying to talk our way out of it, when Lady Danica sent us to check you were all right, that will cut no ice. Excuse the pun.
Quite likely it won't. I do know what happened to them as a player, but as a character, I don't.
Okay.
And it's funny as fuck.
So, Ben, you ask this question. What the rest are you doing this? You've got 10 minutes while Tracy dances about and writes chalk circles on the floor and things. Lights candles. Lilac scented, of course.
We could check that out of the door because she's safe in there.
I'll sit down next to the edge of the hole and nibble on a dried sausage.
Oh, no, Andy, sorry, my mistake. The whole place is lit with continual light, so you can actually see the bottom. You can see a bit of floor and the edge of what looks like a metal box.
Right. Well, in that case, I shall blow my candle out.
Yes, unequip the candles and the torches, chaps.
No. I'm leaving me miner's hat on with the candle. I'm just blowing it out.
So I'm going to put it as dawn. What everybody should be able to see.
Well, if you other chaps want to go and check that door across the road, I'll come with you as like fire support. But should we really leave Lantesh by herself?
No.
Bearing in mind that hole goes somewhere.
Yeah, all right. We'll wait. Let's be patient. We'll wait for Lantesh.
So you sit there and pick your toenails and look on impatiently as Lantesh casts. How long does it last?
An hour. Duration an hour.
Okay, nice. So yeah, so you can read those books which I have ID'd for you. So you should be able to check what's in them.
Yep.
Or are you reading it out loud to the others because they can't tell what they are?
I'll offer round some mammoth sausage.
Yeah, I'll import, like I'll read like an excerpt out of each of the books. Basically, one book dictates the birth of this Netherese empire is chronicled in this book. It details the story about the lives of 3 Netherese wizards. That's all that says. Where's the other one? Another one sheds a light on the Ferrum, telepathic funnel-shaped monsters of malevolent intellect that lurk in the Underdark. And I'll show them a sketch, like a disturbing sketch of them. And the last one, this book here is a collection of interviews from Netherese archmages discussing the studies of ancient elven magic and the creation of mythalars.
Just go something along the lines of, we pressed the big red button, then everything went black.
The book includes sketches of such devices. Is there any such devices in this room, just to be on the safe side?
There are not. But the GM note says, see Appendix D. Doesn't tell you what they are, what they look like. Yeah, see Appendix D. Well, thanks, programming.
Yeah.
I'll just go off.
Just to make sure Sandwin doesn't touch the big red button on any of them.
Yeah, Sandwin, don't touch anything.
Two things. These continual light things, can we take them with us?
No, if they're removed from the wall, they will stop working because they're part of the building.
And the second thing, when Cohen said Mama Sausage, did he mean what I think he might mean?
No, you look snoring, Ben.
Right, a mythalar looks like an enormous crystal ball held in an ornate cradle, shedding light. The bigger the mythalar, the more magic it can hold. That's all the detail you get from a quick read, and you'd have to study the book for anything more. Big magic crystal ball, magic battery things. They don't sound dangerous at all, do they?
Nah. Was that
do you just want to leave now, Will?
I've spent too many years running Forgotten Realms for this to be comfortable as a player. I'm now on you've entered Cthulhu's house and you're just poking around his drawers to see what his underwear colour is. Levels of terrified.
Right, so Tracy...
Does he have any step ones?
Of course, he's Cthulhu.
He's Cthulhu, he needs the step ones. Right, so Tracy completes the ritual, reads the books. The rest of the books you read, Tracy, and they're literally, average books of little to no value, just written in the Netherese language.
Definitely taking them with us because we don't know there's nothing useful.
But you can only repair the ones where they're all intact.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've discovered about mending. Like when you were trying to mend the boat that had the chunk bit out of it because the chunk wasn't there, you can't mend it. So, the North Door, chaps?
Yeah, let's have am I going to do this stupidity again, or is someone else going to grow a pair?
I'll do it if you want. Horatio can do it. He's around there somewhere,
yeah,
I think.
I'll back him up because he's a big lad.
I'll just kick the door down and tell him when he lie down on the floor. No bigger.
Actually, you kick the door open. You don't listen to anything I read. And inside, it contains... it looks like an upside-down workshop. It contains shattered and jumbled equipment, much of it near two heavy wooden workshop tables, one on its side, the other upside down. Wreckage lies strewn across the floor.
Can I see any footprints or marks or anything like that, or tracks?
No, there is another door to the east. You can't see because you are peering frightfully like a little girlie into the doorway.
Oh no, I stride in there like I own the place.
Right, you step inside. Like I said, there's stuff all over the floor. What? The rest of you want to move?
Yeah, I'm going to move into the right.
Right, if you don't, Andy went a diagonal.
I know.
You banged into the wall. Ow, says Andy. So, doorway to the east and a bunch of smashed up equipment and detritus on the floor.
Oh, I do apologise, Ben.
Which door you went through? The north one?
Yeah. Well, I best examine the bashed up equipment.
Yeah, then. So you start a search for the equipment. It looks like it was a workshop with broken saws and things like that. But as you move one of the planks out of the way, you find an iron key.
Right, pocket it.
That always comes in handy. Iron key.
I'll lick it as a cold iron.
It's freezing cold. Your tongue sticks to it. You're in minus 40 temperatures, Earl.
All right.
Earl's not tongue. It's not an iron tongue. Okay. Pulling this off is going to take a. You're going to take a point of damage.
Richie, you know who he reminds us of? Jar Jar Binks.
Wow. Hang on, I just need to suicide.
Is it cold? Yes, it's minus fucking 40 degrees, Earl.
I'll use warm to get my tongue off without having to rip the end of my tongue off.
Does that have a verbal component?
If I have to, I'll use subtle spells so it won't.
Yeah, so you try to cast it. I don't know if that's warm, but I can't like this. So you can't actually cast it, so you have to use subtle spell to actually
to see if it's got a component.
A component.
Yeah, so I'll use subtle spell.
Yeah, so everybody just looks disapprovingly, Will, as you attempt to unstick your tongue from the iron key.
I stuffed me handkerchief in my mouth and you can see Corin's shoulders going up and down.
Tears running down his face.
And you passed magic 101.
No.
I'll shake my head. ahead.
My father owns the Magical College in Kalamazoo. I didn't pass anything.
He never, however, told me not to lick keys when it's freezing cold.
He wasn't experienced with the freezing cold, being from a civilized country
You
with
absolute
sand.
dumb. You had to do something, didn't you?
I walk up right beside him, pull out a torch and light it, and smile at him slowly.
I could warm the key with me candle.
It's all right. I've got it off.
Yeah,
Fine.
he uses. I think he uses a valuable spell slot or something. Yeah, he actually has to use sorcery points to get the key off his tongue.
Yes, he does, because he's an idiot.
You dumbass! These are where the stories are made. From now, in 20 years' time, we'll be going. Do you remember that time Earl decided to lick a key in minus 40 degrees temperature? Yeah, it was hilarious.
I'll convert the key to wood.
No, don't
and-
bother. I've got it in my pocket. It's fine.
All right, okay, just to get it off your tongue, that's
It's
all.
off my tongue. I did it.
All right.
I appreciate everyone's help setting fire to me. But
Other than that, all of the equipment seems broken and unusable and quite ancient. And quite frankly, it should be a lot more decayed than it is, because there's actually wood here, and it's been here, Tracy tells you, probably thousands of years.
Is it? Oh, okay. But it's still wood, not petrified wood.
It's still wood.
Ooh.
Oh, is it Edward Woodwood?
No, there's no vowels, so it's e-woo-woo-woo.
Ah, Lord.
Right, there's another door, Earl. It's got a metal, door handle. Do you want to lick that as well?
No, I've done licking everything for today.
I'm just going to move across here, if that's all right, so that if someone opens the door, I can provide some fire support and not hit Aisha right at the back of the head.
Not that I managed, I've already got a big hole there.
I will pull the door open from one side. This is where
I've got another jug of Edward Woodward, and it's quite close to yours.
You push the door open, and inside you see a colourful room. The floor of this room is covered with shards of glass, frozen pools of spilled fluid, and the wreckage of two cabinets. In a niche in the far corner of the room, a metal chest is bolted to the ceiling.
Okie dokie.
Why does Edward Woodward have 4 Ds in his name?
Go on then.
Because otherwise it'd be called Iwa Wiwa. Sorry, Rich.
How far away is the metal cabinets?
It's 15, 12 feet away.
Use mage hand to see if the cabinet opens.
Right, it's not a cabinet, it's a metal chest. There's broken cabinets on the floor.
does it have a key hole in it?
It does.
I'll use mage hand. Oh, sorry, go on.
Can I just suggest, before we go on locking chests, the lids of which are liable to open and dump the contents, however high the ceiling is, on the floor, would it not be an idea for a couple of us to be stood in there holding a blanket to catch the stuff before it hits the floor and makes hell of a racket, or breaks, or both?
Suggest that, obviously.
Good plan.
You said I use mage hand, but yes, you were obviously going to suggest that. You can see Earl holding the key up and just about to cast mage hand.
I've got a question, Rich. Is D&D the same as RuneQuest as regards to iron and steel and stuff like that, or is it common?
No, iron's just common stuff.
All right, okay.
You were going to start taking the door fittings off and stuff, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the chest.
Right, hold a blanket out like Corin suggested. Good idea.
Well, I'm ready to hold out one end.
Yeah, I'll hold one corner.
I'll open it from a safe distance.
Right.
Because I was also thinking...
Ace's shield to stand behind.
Right, so you hold the blanket underneath and you use mage hand. The hand levitates up and turns the key in the lock. There's no rusty noise or anything, and it's not frozen shut. The lid immediately drops down and 4 different coloured bottles tumble out to land in the blanket with a light clinking noise. It would have definitely broken had you just opened it up.
I wouldn't have just opened it. I was going to do something clever, I'm sure of it.
I don't know why, but I just had a feeling it was potions.
The
fact that there's broken potions all over the floor.
The upside down alchemical lab.
Yeah, right. So they're probably already identified. They are in the party room. Yeah, they are identified.
Let's have a look.
Because the person that does them does know how to not identify them. Anyway, you can identify a potion by apparently dipping your little finger into it and then licking the end, and that tells you what it does. That is straight out of the DMG, which is silly.
Lovely.
It's the same as identify. You've got to actually try things on. I mean, the amount of times people have died with necklaces of strangulation and different shit like that. It's just unbelievable. Yeah.
Even if it's contact poison, the minusculest amount kills you.
That's why you normally
dip your finger in.
detect magic first, because you can get a rough idea if it's going to be a cursed object just from the school of magic. You get a feeling, especially after you've identified several
if your DM actually
necklaces and stuff like that.
Knows what the skill of magic is and is not just working his way through a cookbook when you ask what kind of magic it is.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that though. I've just got this mental image of somebody getting strangled to death by a necklace they're trying to.
We had
Happened to Jamie
Jamie
twice.
did it time and time again, and it was just he died that many times. It was like death, bring him back, death, bring him back.
So you have 4 different coloured potions,
Right.
and they are nice.
They look very
Pretty.
which leads me to believe we'll probably bloody need them.
Yeah, I'm just curious
Yeah.
what that does. Oh, okay. All right. Ooh, lovely.
We should. I'll look in the chest to see if there's anything caught up in there.
There is not.
And there's no other exits from this room.
No.
Then down.
Richie, every time we go into each room, though, I'm keeping my eyes open for that device that goes into that golem.
I know. Right, so before we go down, okay, don't stand on the hole. Right, before we go down, I'll move you into the room. I have set up that portals thing where it'll ask you which level you want to go to. The hole actually leads down to the next level down and continues on to the one below. So it will ask you which level you want to go to when you move on top of the hole. So do it one at a time and then move out of the way because it won't work when somebody's on top of the hole.
Right, so if we want to go to the next level down, which level do we tell it we want to go to?
I think it's spire level 2.
Right.
It was a while since I set this up. This is why I said this is a complicated map.
I don't mind going first on the end of a rope.
So what you can see is a bit of floor and a bit of a metal box on the next level down, and then the tunnel continues down.
Right. Well, I'll go down on the end of a rope to the next level.
This is exciting, this.
Isn't it just?
I'm really excited about this one.
Terrifying.
Right, so Andy's going to move on to this, and hopefully this will work, Andy.
So I want to go to level 2. Yes, I do.
Oh, it works. Oh,
Hey, that's clever. But hang on while I move out the
Oh,
way.
I've got a thing come up called compile logs. What's
Yeah,
this?
just
I've
close
got
it. It's just an error message when just close it. Right, so you move to one side. In this room, there's 2 doors, Andy.
Yeah.
And the tunnel continues down at an angle, so you couldn't see further down.
Is there anything in those 2 cages?
There's 2 metal cages, both badly damaged. Nearby, 2 roughly dug tunnels, one in the ceiling, one on the floor. Lead to other areas. Narrow windows along the outer wall afford you a glimpse of the earth into which the structure is impaled. In the metal cages, there is a carapace of what looks like a man-sized insect with 4 arms.
Oh, fucking marvellous.
But it looks to be desiccated and long dead.
Right, I can live with that. I'm all in favour of desiccated and long dead.
So if you want to move down, by all means, if you go to level 3, that is on you.
I think it might be Eric. It looks like a praying man.
Oh, God.
It does actually look like a 4-armed praying mantis, Dave.
Oh, thank God. I thought it was a bionoid.
Well, I'm not going to go any further down yet. Working on the premise that we might want to say what through these 2 doors first.
Couldn't agree more.
But if you think I should, I will.
No,
Where's
we'll
the
take these
hole?
doors.
Because I can't see the thing that you're supposed to be standing. Where is it?
There's a hole on the map in front of you. You've got to be able to see it. There's a little...
I've only got like the bottom half of the room shown.
Right, over here. You're standing right below it now.
All right, okay.
You can see the hole on the map. Yeah, it's invisible. It's just a hole. You move on to the hole. It's all clever. It's an add-on, and watch what happens.
Aha, right, okay.
Hello, Lantesh.
Hello.
And then if you can move to the side so that the lard ass there can fit down.
He's got a lovely arse as well. I see it every time I cast my mage armour.
Right, so you've presumably you've tied the rope to something upstairs.
Yeah, that dangerous lever that was hanging out the wall.
I can't get in the hole, lad.
You can't get in the hole.
Too big.
There's an answer to that.
You are too big. I'll DM teleport you then. Hang on. Doodle-doo, 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 boom. Right. A door faces you in the east and a door faces you in the north. Like I said, this desiccated... You could have just drawn the insect in the cage as well, couldn't you?
Either could.
There's a desiccated insect man in there.
I'm blind, Deck. I'm blind.
I'm going to search the insect with a stick.
I'll try relogging.
Hang on,
We
before
should
you do...
take some of that, because that could be really useful.
Fill your boots.
I'm going to try to turn the ambient lighting on, but it does this sometimes with the light.
Oh, no, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay there, standing on the edge of the hole, but not over it.
It won't let us change the presets on the lighting. I don't know why. Sometimes you've got to click about. Sometimes you've got to move the map around. Because it should be all lit, but you shouldn't need to. Right there. Any look, Gracie? Gracie. Can anyone hear us?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Gracie?
Yeah, I see that now.
All right, thank you. Right, yeah. So what were you going to do with this dead lizard, that dead insect dude?
I'm going to poke it with a stick and see if there's anything in there with it.
As you poke it with a stick, the carapace crumbles and the gooey bits inside have long since rotted.
Okie doke. North.
I want to try and leave enough room for Sandwin to open that door, and I shall cover him from behind him.
I'll do the same. I'll open the door.
Excellent.
Inside.
Pushing the door open. An upside-down table sits in the middle of the room and books are scattered around it. Clinging to the board outer wall is an upside-down fireplace. Along the same wall is a window with nothing but hard-packed earth beyond it.
Oh, go on then.
Inside is a bunch of books scattered about. Again, to you, it looks like somebody's been through them and threw them about. More books, Tracy.
Disgusting throwing books like this. Look at the spines on them. Look at the state of them. How could they do this? The books. I'm looking at the books.
We can tell.
I'll let them examine the rest of the room. I'll have a look to see what some of the titles say. Do I recognise any of the...
Like I said, it looks like somebody's already been through them, but as you search through the books, you do find two that spring to mind. Ajamar's Guide to the Phasmic and The Unfettered Mind.
Ooh.
The Unfettered Mind, a lunatic text discussing how one might exist solely as a disembodied brain preserved for eons in a magical suspension fluid.
Oh, these could be a good bedtime read, these.
Sandman, how attached to your body are you?
Me, quite attached.
Yeah, so there you go. I've dumped it.
Has he still got the key stuck to his tongue?
No, I wish he had. I wish he had to go through the rest of the campaign with the key stuck to his tongue. Perhaps you should wait till he's asleep. Yeah, so there's The Unfettered Mind and Ajamar's Guide to the Phasmic.
Awesome.
I wonder what the fluid tastes like.
Please don't drink.
Brain tea, anyone?
Oh, can we quite
Right, there's a door to the south and a door to the west.
Is the door to the south the one we've just come in? I'm just checking.
It is.
Right, it's okay. I'm not as confused as I thought I was then.
Tracy's running around giggling as she picks up book after book, reading them aloud, asking Salmon, do you want to be a brain in a jar, Salmon?
It's saying, where do I want to go? Spire level 1, Spire level 3?
Just stay here. It's because you moved through the hall.
Okay.
So 2 doors remain. The west and to the south.
I'm ready for that western door there, Sandwin.
Okay, I'll do the do. Pull the door open.
You pull the door open, revealing an upside-down room containing the shattered remains of a desk and some chairs. You quickly discover that all sound is inaudible in here.
I shall do the business then.
You step into the room and it's like that noise. Everything just goes completely silent. You can't hear your footfalls. You bang on the wall, it doesn't make any noise.
Can I come out?
As you come out, you can immediately hear the rest of the party. As soon as you step over the threshold, you hear the rest of the party talking again. Corin looks extremely freaked out.
You all right there?
I'm just wondering if that could be some sort of cell for keeping prisoners in, so that the screaming and shouting and banging on the walls doesn't disturb somebody else, perhaps?
Got a desk. I mean, you wouldn't, would you?
Handy for writing confessions, that. Just I'm not quite sure why a wizard would want to be in there and not be able to hear anything creeping about. But I'm used to the great outdoors, so what do I know?
Casters of magic need to concentrate to pull our immense mentalities together to control the powers of magic.
I see.
He's brain juice.
At the mention of brain juice, Lantesh sort of pulls a finger up and you go, No, no, I've not been a bit of brain in a jar.
Hold the door?
Well, I'm going to go in and search that room because that desk needs looking at.
Well, do you want a hand?
Yes, please.
You do? Okay, so I will give you advantage and you want an investigation roll.
Alright.
Right, so holding Corin up on his shoulders, he can just read that. And you feel about underneath, suspecting that maybe somebody's taped something under it, i.e. above you, but sadly there's nothing there except for some what may be old gum.
Yeah.
Tasty.
There's no secret compartments in the legs or anything that you find.
Okay, out we go. Next door.
Pulling open the next door, it looks like it's part of the same staircase, as there is a sign just on the side that Tracy can read that says stairwell in that strange tongue, and it is completely blocked with rubble. That looks like it is.
Do that door then.
It reminds me of the last campaign, Tracy, the check for traps, except on the one door that had the exploding glyph on it.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Right, so pulling the door open without fear, Earl, you see a spiral stairway, again choked with rubble. You would need proper excavating gear to get it out.
Well, it's all the entrances, so
Down the hole again?
down the hole we go.
Right.
Right, so how much rope you had? 50 feet?
Mhm.
So are you throwing the same piece of same piece of rope down the hole?
Wait a minute.
If
Can't
there's no
find-
then, if
I've
not,
got
I'll get
50
another
foot of
piece.
rope as well.
Or are you tying a new piece onto one of the metal cages or something?
Yeah, we'll tie a new piece down here. Perhaps more sensible.
Okay,
3, isn't it?
it is.
Right. Right.
Right, you step out into a room.
Uh-huh.
The chamber appears to have been a wizard's laboratory. It's evidenced by the upside-down storage cupboards and empty shelves fastened to the wall, and shattered glass and alchemical equipment strewn across the floor, and the arcane symbols painted on what is now the ceiling. In the middle of this space, a 5-foot-wide passageway punched through the ceiling and floor leads to other levels. Near them, a partially collapsed wall exposes a room that lies beyond.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'd better do something silly because it's my turn. I haven't done anything daft for ages. I shall nip over the far side of this hall
Yeah.
and have a look at this other room. This is where I get it.
This is where you get it. That is 13, is it?
But like just over yon side of the hall.
Right, so as you go around the hall and peer inside, a stone altar is attached to the ceiling of this otherwise empty semicircular room. An 8-pointed star is carved into the eastern face of the altar.
Oh, God. Right. I'm not going any further into that room until I've got some backup.
Okay, so
This looks like the business end of wizardry, unless I'm very much mistaken.
it does. So are you just going to stand there or move? Again, you see a door to the north and a door to the west. Are you pulling on the rope or something?
Right, I'll move over there and stand in the corner, but I'll give the rope a little tug as I go past, like, you know, as in the international symbol for it's okay to climb down.
So yeah, you're tugging on the rope, yeah?
I'll go down, but I can't because there's someone in the way.
Yeah, I'm standing on the wall.
Right, who's going next?
There was
That
only
was
me.
Lantash.
Yeah, there was. Oh, there's Aisha.
Right, so who's going next? We'll have to do this one at a time as you climb down the rope.
I'll go down.
Give us a second while you're doing that. I've just got to go and inject my wife, and that's not as fun as it sounds.
Okay.
Okay, mate.
Right, so Salmon, you pop down and then can you move to the side?
Well, I
There's a
think
hole
popping
to
down,
the
I'm
side, or there's Andy standing in the corner tugging on the rope, which also is not as fun as it sounds.
I'm going to go and take a quick poop while you're doing this.
Right, okay, I'm going to call for a 5-minute break then, or 10 minutes, depending on how long it is. Okay, lads?
The excrement is about to hit the air conditioner.
Lantesh follows you down to level 3.
Woohoo!
I look at Lantesh and I do the universal hand signals for "woo, spooky" and point to the other room.
Right, Ben climbs down next and then moves out of the way. And finally, of course, it's Lourdes. Ben and Aisha,
Oh, what that time?
who finally managed to fit down the hole, clank down in their heavy armour down the rope. And the door to the north opens. 2 figures stand in the room. One, an undead warrior in studded leather armour, its dead grey flesh drawn tightly over its bone and its face locked in a terrible scowl, stands next to the table. The other
Oh, fuck.
is an attractive young man in cold weather clothing, his face beneath a frayed witch's hat. He displays a studious eyes and warm smile. Welcome to the Lost Spire of Netheril, he says. And just as he says this, you recognise him, and then he says, "My name's Dazan."
Oh, Dazan, I've been looking
for you.
The
last time you saw
really
Dazan,
worried.
he was on fire in East Haven.
Oh God!
Well, your burns have recovered nicely.
I'm sorry, but Burns? There is Dazan standing in the doorway.
Yes, I shall relate to Dazan what happened the last time we saw him.
Oh, he says. That's a bit of a story, actually. See,
I bet I'm dying to hear it.
I'm not really Dazan. I'm a simulacrum of my creator. My creator, the original Dazan, got hold of some Netherese scroll. It was his interest was the ancient empire of Nether, and he somehow managed to make several simulacrum of himself. The problem is, the way the scroll worked, several of my brothers, if you will, have gone a little mad. I think it's an effect of us not being real. In fact, you could probably help us with that, and he gives you a winning smile.
If we can, on one condition,
Of course.
you don't try and eat me face off while I'm helping you.
Oh, he says, that's just Quintus. That's my bodyguard. The problem is, you see, not being real, we didn't have our own spell books, and we don't have access to Dazan's spell book, so I'm kind of left without spells. So, I mean, how much have you actually told him about what you heard about Dazan, or Dazan 2, or Dazan 4, whatever?
Just that there was what I'll tell him is that as far as we could make out, this other Dazan that we thought was Dazan but isn't Dazan got fitted up a murder and burnt at the stake, but we don't think he done it.
Well, it's possible. Some of my brothers, we originally were cooperating, trying to find a method to solve our little duplicity problem. We all started out fine, but because the special scroll he got, it was a Netherese scroll. It seems to be that we kind of end up going on a murderous rampage. And he says, but it's fine. There's an early warning sign as long as your hands don't start to shake. The madness hasn't set in. And he goes, no, look, I'm fine. He holds it up, and then his little finger just twitches. And he goes, oh.
And I look at him and I go, you want to watch that?
He says, well, actually, the designs, I don't know a better word to spell it, I spent quite some time looking for this tower. It's a tower from Netheril set from 2,000 years ago. On the lowest level of this inverted tower, we found out that there's a chamber that can turn illusions into reality. The life spark of a living creature is needed to activate its power. And as you know, I have no life spark of my own, and Quintas here can't help us in this. I assure you the chamber will in no way harm anyone. If you were to activate the chamber for me, then it would make me a real boy, somewhat like Pinocchio. Before I go insane and try to serial kill everybody,
Right, couple of things we need to check before there's any possibility whatever of this occurring. What happened to the original design?
I'm not sure. I don't know whether it was a side effect of the spell or he's cast a memory wipe. But we're not sure what happened to the original design. I know he'd come to Icewind Dale and he was supposed to meet Nas Lantamir off a ship, and it was very important. They were apparently going to commune with some deity. Now, I don't know why there would be a deity in Icewind Dale, but that's what Dazan and Nas were planning on doing, was going up north somewhere. And Dazan was waiting for Nas to arrive by ship.
Well, that explains that then. Right.
Can the nether magic change the weather?
Pardon?
Can the nether magic change the weather?
Not that I'm aware of. I've searched through all of the books I could find in the Spire, and none of them has been any help in this regard. Apparently, the thing that can make fake things real is only in a chamber downstairs. Are you standing conversing in the doorway here, or?
Yeah.
I don't suppose you've come across anything that you could loosely describe as amulet-y, have you, by any chance?
Oh, he says, and points to the table. You see, on the table is a pile of books and a 4-inch wide amulet. He says, yeah, we found that down the bottom, but neither of us can figure out what it does or how to use it.
Well, I've got no idea what it does, but I've got a friend who is studying those, so do us a favour.
Mm-hmm.
Toss it over here, and I'll go down. Would you say this room was on the bottom level of the tower?
It's on the bottom level. There is only one tiny problem, and I do want you to be aware of it because I don't want you to think that I'm trying to pull any kind of fast one here. I believe, from what I can read in these books, that there was a guardian left for the room, and it is what we would describe nowadays as a basilisk.
That's big, snaky, lizardy type job, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Can you tell me what a basilisk actually is? How does it fit?
It is an 8-legged lizard-like creature, and apparently it can turn people to stone. And I imagine stabbing it quite a lot would probably work. As you can see, I have no spellbook, and I'm unlikely to be able to fight a guardian by myself.
How turn people on you? It's like a gorgon or breath weapon or what?
Says, well, from what I can discern, it has a petrifying gait.
Right, get those shiny bits ready, lad.
Yeah, we all pull out our muskets and pull out really polished plates and go, yeah, we're ready.
If one of my brothers has succumbed to the rage, I don't know another word to describe it, then I think I might be the last one left. We've all been looking for a method to become real boys.
Just a quick question before we go. Where did your undead fella come from? Not judging, some of our best friends are not alive.
Yeah, that's totally fine. One of my brothers made a deal with Villienne, and she sorted out a bodyguard for us because, like I said, I'm not much of a fisticuffs man, and without any spells, it was not looking good.
So who's Villienne?
Yeah, who's she?
Villienne Harple. She's one of the she's one of the Harples. She's a necromancer and a member of the Arcane Brotherhood.
Oh my god.
Or Sisterhood.
Well, Orathor Harple was my tutor. I'll know who she is. Is she his sister, daughter, cousin?
She's a cousin. You vaguely remember that you met her once at a party, and she was standoffish. She had like grey hair with a white streak through it, and she was quite standoffish.
The whole family.
You think she was a necromancer?
Yeah, they took on a load of vampires, I believe it was. At least that was how one of the stories went.
And part of the deal was, obviously, if we discovered anything, then we were to give Villian the nod, which is why I have Crintus here, who, if you zoom in and look at his token, looks like such a nice fellow.
I can't actually see him.
Okay, we'll go and fix your not being alive thing if you can let my friends study that trinket thing.
Absolutely. I've got absolutely no idea what it is. It's got a rune engraved on it, but I've got absolutely not a clue.
Use mage hand. I'm not touching the bloody thing.
Right, so this thing, Tracy, is you can see there's a pile of books on his desk, and this amulet is just cast to the side. The amulet is a 4-inch wide disc composed of a silver framed wood with a rune carved into its face. You immediately recognise it as you traced all the runes on the Shield Guardian, as it matches the one on the Shield Guardian's forearm.
Oh, interesting. Right, put that in my backpack.
Right, as you touch it, you sense that it requires a tune.
Okay.
Which will take a short rest. Right, so again, it's ID'd, so I'm just going to un-ID it.
Just out of curiosity, I ask Salmon, how do you deal with basilisks?
Well, carefully. Don't really know much about them other than that they can turn its own, and there's no coming back from that, really.
They do it by petrification. Avoid looking at the eyes. Use mirrors.
If you avoid looking at its gaze, then you get disadvantage to attack it, and it'll get advantage to attack you. But you can avoid looking at its gaze.
I have another option that is really clever, right? But you'll have to be ready for this. Are you ready, guys?
Mm-hmm.
We hit it with extreme violence so it doesn't get to look at anyone before its eyes roll up in its head. Also, basilisk bits are worth tons to alchemists. They're proper magic. They're full of thaumaturgy.
That's a thing that could be something in these books that dictate how we could repair Bob.
Oh, that's a point. I'll turn around and go, you don't know how to repair undead that are broken, do you?
Sadly, no. That is not my specialty. Because of what my creator originally was, where like to burn things, we set things on fire. We have fireballs and firebolts and firewalls and that kind of thing.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, if it could burn, we could burn it.
Oh, it's right in my wheelhouse. That
I realise you said you don't have your own spell book, but you don't have anything sort of that could help us burn the basilisk, have you?
Sadly,
or potentially, could you lend us your bodyguard for half an hour?
Yeah, absolutely. I can.
If he's undead, he shouldn't be affected by the gaze, should he?
That's what I was hoping.
I'm pretty sure he can be turned to death to stone because he can see.
We'll just wrap something around his eyes.
He has
and just
a long
send him into the room so that the basilisk focuses on it, and we sneak up behind the basilisk and just slaughter it.
No, this may be a silly question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Is there any way to get a basilisk, using a shiny plate or a shield or some other such shined up material to look at itself?
That would be pretty badly designed. Every time it took a drink of water, it would turn itself on.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they drink with their eyes shut.
Oh, it could happen. I'm a firm believer that unless it was designed by an idiot, which does sometimes happen, that it probably doesn't accidentally regularly turn itself on.
Well, it was worth a shot.
It's not a bad shot. Not criticising. I think we should just go down there and muller it with absolute maximum violence. We should porcupine the shit out of this thing.
Yeah. The only thing I'm thinking is, and don't worry, I am more than happy to dive down there and give it a good hiding. But as far as this sort of porcupine business, I'll potentially get one shot off.
Yeah, so you shoot second, but you'll hurt more. Basically, We're just going to throw everything we've got at it.
I
so
think I've got a way
biggest,
of dealing with
nastiest hit. Yep, then we'll go and do it.
I mean, I've got this bat that they by echolocation that wouldn't be affected by the petrification, and I can see through its echolocation.
That's
I probably could fight that
good
way.
point. Yeah, but if it can't turn you stone, could it still not eat you?
Yeah, well, I'd be attacking it then.
Well, I suppose we can have you tank it by looking through your familiar's eyes and keep its attention while we sort of try to avoid its gaze and blast it.
Well, maybe I could get it to focus on me and move around it, so use that attack.
Good plan. That's a great plan. I love that. That is the best plan we've ever had. All of our plans are great, apart from the last one we had. Obviously, there was some drawbacks, but illustrates and all that. But other than that, that plan is brilliant. So let's go and do that plan.
Yeah, In my ignorance of basilisks, I can't come up with a better idea.
No, I'll turn around to our mate and go, right, we'll give you a shout when we're done.
Okay. It's awfully nice of you. It's very kind of you to help me out.
We're very much like that. We do a lot of this sort of thing.
Just out of curiosity, if we can get this chamber up and running, any requests?
I'll need to be in it, and then hopefully the magic, I don't want to be too technical, doobly-doo, will...
The thing is, if whoever stands in it, right, to activate it, do they then cease to exist in order to pass that essence of life on to you to exist?
No, it's, as I understand it, it requires a person with a spark of life to walk in so that they couldn't have an uprising of constructs or undead or whatever, so the chamber won't turn on until somebody walks into it, and as I don't have one, it won't turn on if I step in.
Richie?
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
This is where you either crit or you are reasonably confident you tell the truth.
Yeah, it seems reasonable to me that sort of safeguard would exist. Come on, then, let's go and kill a basilisk. You haven't done that today.
So there is a mistake on the map. There is no way to actually get down to the next level, so I've had to invent one. And 2, there's the chamber to the west that Andy briefly popped in and has an upside down altar in it.
I'll turn around and say, what's with the altar room?
It just is part of the spire where they perform religious rites, I guess. It's some kind of wizard spire. There's a library, there's a room upstairs where it looks like apprentices used to study in silence.
Can I have a little look at it?
So that, when they're studying, they can't be talking. Mm-hmm. There's been several libraries. I've brought some of the books down here, the ones that I thought maybe of use, and they're not much use, to be fair.
Well, if you're done with them, I would love to read them. What are they, billion?
This one, From Shadow Substance, is a speculative work discussing how they harness the wave to turn an illusionary object or creature into its real counterpart with commentary and criticism. This is the main hope that I've got, that the chamber downstairs is a test of the actual principles of the theories that lie in this book.
Oh, well, let's hope.
Richie, I'll have a look. Poke my head in the room where the altar is. Is there any markings on the altar? Is there anything?
There's an 8-pointed star carved into the eastern face of the altar.
Does that represent any?
Can I have I want to roll you, Antesh. So I'm going to request that you give me a religion check. Yes, indeed, that does. It looks as if it is an old symbol to Mistral, who was the first incarnation of Mistra, the god of magic.
Oh,
Sorry.
Lantesh is gone.
Do we think that room might need a bit of a search before we go downstairs?
a lot of the times people used to hide things under altars, and it's not unheard of from books I've, read and whatnot, browsed through, for even secret passages to be hidden under altars as a means to escape and things like that in temples long ago.
It's not unknown for gnomish rogue druids to get into awful sort of bother lifting things out from under altars.
I don't know what you mean.
Aye, right.
Well, I think we should give the room a once-over.
So it's 9 feet above the floor. So basically, whoever's going to have one... So other than that, there's some pews that are bolted to the ceiling, Earl, in the southern part of the room. The only way you're going to be able to get up to the altar is somebody will have to get on Aisha's shoulders, unless you can fly or spider climb.
Unfortunately, I freaking unticked spider climb because I thought I might need knock. So it was like, oh, well, I don't think I'll need spider climb because we're not mountaineer, and I didn't vouch bank on a flipping upside down tower.
Well, maybe you should land on his shoulders.
I'm sure. She wears a short skirt.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Okay.
I don't know.
You gentleman, you.
Right, so Aisha grabs hold of Lantesh's legs and lifts her up so that you can reach the altar high on the ceiling / floor. What do you want to do, Lantesh? Are you searching it for secret doors?
Yeah, I'll have a look to see if there's any sort of drafts coming through seams and no little telltale signs.
So as you run your hands over the altar, your hand brushes against the blue symbol of Mistral, and there is a small flash of light, and a stoppered flask filled with luminous blue liquid appears in a shimmer of light atop the altar and immediately begins to fall to the floor. What do you do?
Catch it, try and catch it. If everybody's trying to catch this thing, or use mage hand to catch it.
Okay, so I'm going to require a dexterity check from Lantesh, who said they were catching it, Sandman, and those are the two who said they were going to catch it. So Dex, DC, and
Unfortunately, I can't help. I'm talking to our little friend.
Right. Salmon. Lantesh, you get a roll first. Roll a dex.
All right, okay.
Because you're higher up. Oh, look at that. So Salmon gets underneath it, gets his hands underneath, but Lantesh immediately goes down and grabs hold of the bottle before it falls any further down. You have a bottle that glows like blue milk.
I don't know why, but I get the feeling that is significant.
It doesn't look like any similar to the other bottles that we've seen.
No.
Like blue. No.
This is... does it tell you what it does?
An anti-petrification potion, possibly?
No.
That would be useful.
It's a flask of glowing blue liquid.
If you wanted us to spend time to identify it, I could, but I mean, I don't know if time's the essence.
Well,
but like you say, it
we've
might
got 10
help.
minutes. May as well identify it and identify the other potions as well. Oh no, you can just taste them, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
But I would identify it, yeah. I'll look up at the altar and go, there's still power in them.
So you spend 10 minutes doing this, yeah?
Yep.
Right. Actually, after you perform your ritual, this is quite a special flask of blue milk, imbued and blessed by the god Mistral, him, her itself. The spell identify tells you that should someone consume the entire properties of the entire contents of the flask and they can already cast spells, they gain the ability to cast minor illusion cantrip at will.
Whoa, kind of insanely good.
So you mean you could do things like cast the illusion of a knotted handkerchief over the basilisk's eyes?
Yeah.
I don't think minor illusion is that powerful.
I got that ability anyways with me Gnome Cunning, haven't I?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
But all it says is you have to have the ability to cast spells. It doesn't specify anything else. So, for instance, a class who cannot cast minor illusion gain the ability, or if you didn't already have spell.
That's bizarre. Maybe there might be a clue, a little bit more information in one of the books about that.
No, I think it's just a gift from a god who's probably been quite bored up here for this long.
Why do I get the feeling that is useful fighting a basilisk? I can't quite work out why.
Well, you could use it to distract or have it act.
I suppose, yeah.
It depends on how wise it is to be able to see through illusions.
It's only a cantrip, so you can't like blindfold somebody with it or anything like that, because it'll immediately tell upon touch that it's an illusion. It's not powerful like a normal illusion spell.
You can make random fart noises.
And noises and things like that. But apart from that,
but if I remember rightly, Etrigal used to have it, and it should tell you in the cantrip description the maximum size of the object that you can create.
Why don't you just get Mage Hand or the hanky on the back eyes?
That's actually not a bad idea.
That's actually a really quite
a blanket. Just get a blanket to your Mage Hand, my Mage Hand, and we'll just drag it over the head of the basilisk.
How's about 2 Mage Hands and an empty sack? Put the sack over its head. No, I happen to have an empty sack.
It's all worth a try. Let's go.
You would have to look to direct the Mage Hand. You can't direct the Mage Hand to do something you can't see.
I think we just blow it up before it gets to.
So, for instance, you specifically can't unlock a door from the other side by casting Mage Hand through the lock because you can't see the other side of the door. So you would have to look at the basilisk, but you could certainly try and jam a sack over its head.
Oh, excuse me.
Could we not do it by looking through shiny plates instead of staring directly at it?
Yes, but that is just as good as diverting your gaze, so you'd still be at disadvantage to attack because you're not looking directly at it.
Yeah, but at least we'll have an idea where it was, and it's worth a try, even if at a disadvantage, if it's to save the party.
I think we just hit it really, really, really hard and really, really, really fast. And like I say, if Ben can swing it around by blind fighting it, that might be enough. But we'll need to throw everything we've got at it. That's the only thing I can think of. But if someone's got a better idea, I'm all for trying something different. No, then we should go and kill.
Yep, I can't think of anything else to do. I mean, I'm an outdoorsy sort of person.
Yeah, let's go down and see what's what.
Ben will probably have to go first with his echolocator on.
Right, this is awesome. Found another mistake in the conversion. So, where are you going, Ben?
We're going down to the next level?
Yeah. You need to go down the staircase, which Dazan says it's that door there in the east.
I can't help but feel he's leading us to a fucking trap.
Yeah.
Right, you open the door, Dave, and you see the bottom, or is it the top? I'm losing my metaphors now, of that staircase, but this part is still free, so you can descend / ascend the stairs to the bottom level / top level.
Right. What order are people going in? Ben's going first.
I'll go second.
I suggest possibly the large undead gentleman goes next. I'll follow him.
I'll follow you, Andy.
Right. And the caster's at the back. That sounds fair, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, so Ben, you head down the stairs and you come down one flight of stairs until you find a closed door at the bottom / top. I'll have to move you on the new map.
Rich, I'll tap Crintas on the shoulder and go after you.
Oh no, what have I done? Oh, I did something bad there.
Have you done a thing?
I've done a thing. Right, Dave, you are on the bottom level and there's just a door in front of you. But there's only room for one person at a time, so Crintas lines up next to this on the stairway.
Sorry, Rich, can you reshare level 4? I've just closed it by mistake. My apologies.
A doorway, Dave.
Can I listen at the door?
You can
Thank you.
listen at the door.
And it's all black for me at the moment.
Yeah, because there's only Dave down there.
Right.
Right, okay, Dave, I'm going to send you a perception check. So give me a perception check. You strain as you press your ear to the door. As you get to the bottom of this tower, you notice it's not actually frozen. The other towers were open to the elements where the hole had been smashed in the wall, but it's actually quite, temperate down here. You do not hear anything, Dave.
Right, I've got my back to my head and I'm viewing through its echo.
Open the door. You see a corridor with 3 doors in. As you step forward, then...
Might be an idea to wait for the rest of her.
That's one.
Good man. I would hate you to get turned to stone all by yourself.
Right, so you go past the first door. Crintas steps in behind you. There's room for 2 people to get down these stairs. Who's next?
I'm going next.
Right, Corin.
I move further in.
The problem is going to be, isn't it, is the fact that... Can you see yourself there?
Yeah. Right, hang on. Well, lifting myself up there out the way.
Right, so, yeah. Who goes down next?
I think it was Aisha, wasn't it?
Was going down after me.
Aisha. Yeah, as you're getting down, there's kind of a shuffle as everybody sort of gets in the narrow corridor, incredibly narrow.
Just right for an illithid's beam.
Yeah. So, Aisha, can you see yourself all right on the map?
I can see myself, but it's all black.
Of course it is, because you're always all black.
Yep.
Can you see now?
Nope, it's still all black.
Can you see now?
Nope, shall I just relog?
I'll set the ambient light as well. Don't know why the fuck you can't say anything. So Aisha goes in next and shuffles along the corridor, we'll see her, while he relogs. Who's next? There's room for 2.
I'll go down.
So you can shuffle into the corridor and then Lantesh can stand on the stairs and then that is it.
If, just hypothetically speaking, if something slung a beam weapon of some description along this corridor, could you avoid it by being prone?
If it was at waist height, yeah. Right, so you all squeeze down and Dazan is on the stairs above you, Lantesh.
All right.
There's 3 doors. There's 2 to the north wall, one close to the stairs, one on the opposite end, and one to the south wall.
I think these might be print bedroom.
Could be right.
The one to the north next to you, Dave, is different. It has runes laid on the outside.
So Lantis.
Yeah, and the problem is that it's difficult terrain to move through, people. So you all file back up the stairs, go back down in a new order.
Cannot just get me out to fly over people's heads and have a look, and I'll tell them what. I'll just pass the message forward.
How long does your comprehend languages work last?
An hour.
Yeah, so you've had like 10 minutes and you've done another ritual for 10 minutes. We'll see you've been faffing about in the tower for another 15 minutes. So yeah, you've got half an hour or so left on it. Right. It says on the door in a language that you would otherwise not understand, experimental chamber, keep out.
Right, and relay that message to
along the line.
Along the line, Chinese whispers.
Dogs barking can't fly without umbrellas, she said.
It's like, we really didn't think this through, as you all shoulder to shoulder in this fucking corridor.
Send 3 and 4pence, we're going to a dance.
Yeah, let's just charge.
Well, I presume it's going to be in there then.
Yeah, well, I'll put it.
I wouldn't thought we would be at the top of the tower. What I mean, I think it would be more than 4 levels high.
I don't know.
If we end up on a...
You're all cuddled together in a corridor. So you tell me, are you pushing that door open, Dave, or one of the other doors? People further up and down
I'll push this door or looking through my bat's echolocation.
And nobody stand in the doorway. Get in there and get stuck in.
Oh, I definitely.
Anyone up.
You push the door open, Dave. You see a chamber. The walls of this up-down, side-down chamber are inscribed with interconnected runes and marked with cracks. What is now the salient bears similar inscriptions that swirl inward, converging around a golden crystal disc 5 feet in diameter. What do you do right now? There seems to be, right, you run in, there's nothing in here that you can see, although there does seem to be a small hole in the wall to the east. As you step in, like a hologram of a figure appears in the center of the room, upside down in the far corner. Standing on the ceiling, it appears to be the same long-faced human wizard depicted in the statues just inside the spire's entrance. It begins speaking in a strange, possibly forgotten language. Does comprehend languages work with spoken word or just written?
I think it does. I'll have a check.
Wait, Quintus, me old cock out the bloody road, mate.
Of any spoken language that you hear, you also understand any written language that you see.
Ah, nice. So the hologram figure rubs itself together, and although you can't see it, Tracy, you can hear it speaking out. Behold, my masterpiece. Here can illusions be made real, shadows become substance. Create your illusion and let it stand atop the crystal disc and watch my rune chamber do its work.
I imagine 1 million gold pieces.
Right, I'll relay to these what he actually has said. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so you run into there and run into the room. The rest of the people, I don't know.
I'm going into the room as soon as people ahead of me move.
Well,
Where?
Dave and Andy are blocking the room. There's nothing apparently in the room.
I thought he said there was a hole in the.
There is a hole in the room. Just to the
something about
the left of where you're standing, Dave.
It might be in the hole. We should
Yeah,
stand either side of the hole.
I've got an arrow trained on the hole.
And as you look, because obviously the whole place is lit with continual light, except apparently for Bracey, who's blind everywhere, you can see that it leads into the room next door.
Right.
Oh.
Well, if anything so much as pokes its nostril out through that hole, I'll put an arrow in it.
Okay.
And if that's holding an action, I'm holding an action.
So, Aisha, you're blocking the way. Salmon, you can run through Aisha, or rather crawl through his legs, because he's a big lad.
You said there's a door to another room.
There's a door to the north, and there's a door to the south next to Aisha.
Let's not split the party.
Right, which way does that hole lead? Because that's what we're...
Directly to the east.
Right, so is there a room to the east?
There's a room to the north. You can't say anything.
I presume there's two.
Salmon,
There's two rooms to the north. We're in this end room, and I presume the hole in the wall connects to the other one.
Right, let's go there then.
Right, I'll go through the hole.
Right, so Dave, you crawl through the hole, and as you crawl through the hole, rusty tableware, scattered plates and broken chairs lie scattered amid two tables, one overturned and one inside. Crawling out from underneath the tipped over table is a hulking 8-legged reptile with glowing eyes.
Kill it. I shall follow Dave through the hole.
I say I've found the bastard.
Kill it with fire.
I can, but I can't see it. I can't target.
You can't target it. Right, I'm going to put you in the other room then, because you've crawled underneath.
Yeah.
And because of the way the mapping works, Dave's in there by himself as he is crawled through the...
I'm following him.
Right, Dave, so you crawled out. Let's roll some initiatives. As Corin tries to get through the hole behind you, select all PCs, roll initiative. While I roll all NPC initiatives.
That'll do.
Corin, again, first. Right, so you'd have to get down on your hands and knees to crawl behind Dave. And then it's difficult terrain, so you crawl through. Are you averting your gaze, or are you looking where you're going?
No, I'm averting I'm looking at the floor in front of me.
Right. Oh, my basilisk got shitty initiative.
While saying to Ben, where is it?
Right, you will be able to see it shortly, yes. I don't have time to alter the map walls right now, as you've
No, you're fine.
You've crawled through this small hole, and it's right in front of you, basically.
Right.
So remember, you are click at disadvantage.
Yes.
You crawl to the side.
So that there's room for the undead chappy.
You can't actually move up because it's Ben. It's half speed for crawling, and moving past Ben is difficult terrain. So you basically can get to there.
Oh, is Ben still in front of the hole? Like?
Yeah, you've literally shoulder barged past his fat ass,
right,
and pushed into the room.
Right. Well, I shall do my part.
The beast is 10 foot away. Don't tell me they've put this as a 10-foot scaled map, because that is just stupid. I don't know. Distance multiply 5. Okay.
Well, if I could move any further, I would.
No, you can't. I don't know why it's shown as 10 foot, but yes, you are looking at the floor. And what are you doing with this creature?
I'm using my bonus action first.
That seems sensible.
To try and apply Tosser's mark to it.
It says you choose a creature you can see, so you'll have to look at it to apply your Tosser's mark.
Right.
Are you untossering it, or are you?
No. I shall look at it in me in me shiny plate, because I'm not that daft.
Right. So you can't fire a bow and hold a plate at the same time.
No, but you can. But when you crawl through a hole, you can push the plate ahead of you, and then the plate is on the floor. So hopefully you can say some. You don't have to be able to say all of it. You've just got to be able to say a bit of it.
I'll give you a DC 10 perception check.
Right, fair enough.
And an open one. And if you can make a DC 10 perception check, you can see it through the plate, which is pointing towards the same.
Yep, fair enough.
So
I'll
just
go
roll
for
it.
that. Perception. Where the hell's that?
It's on your skills.
That'll be why
Doobly-doo.
I couldn't. That's why I couldn't see it. Stupid me.
No pun intended.
Yep.
You can certainly see it. So you can apply your tosses mark.
Right, and this probably won't be as good as if I'd gone second, but I may as well try and put an arrow in the little bastard.
Indeed.
If that's acceptable. Oh, that was good, wasn't it?
Twang, it is wounded. It said.
Right. I can't move. I can't down out.
You also didn't roll a disadvantage because you're looking at it through a plate.
Oh, shit, did I not?
No. So
Sorry.
Just roll again and we'll take the lower.
Right, you want us to roll again or roll with disadvantage?
No, just roll again. And then if it's a hit, then it still does the damage. If you miss, I'll
Fair enough.
Or if it's a crit.
Yeah, it's still a hit, so you take the
Do you want us to roll the damage again?
No,
or
it's fine. Just the same damage. Right, so a complicated fight in enclosed spaces. Awesome.
Yeah,
right.
This is going to be fun.
So Corin is pushing the plate around the floor with his nose while shooting overhead with his bow, looking somewhat like a contortionist. Aisha, you are too big to fit through said hole.
Right. Can I squat down to look through the hole to see if I can see any?
Yes, but what you can see is Ben's arse.
That looks like a fine target.
With the greatest of respect, Aisha, your best bet is to peg it back along the corridor and through the next door.
Okay.
This combat is giving its own amusing set of...
Rich, I've just got a completely black map with our characters on. I don't see any rooms or anything.
I'm on some sort of spiral stairs by the looks of it.
You are. You're on a completely black map.
I'm there.
Yeah, it's
I can see you.
The rest of it.
How much action does it take to open a door, Rich?
It's just an action. It's a free action. It's fine because it's not locked. So you just kick it open, basically.
All right, I kick it open and see what I can see directly in front of us.
Right. What you can see directly in front of you is a basilisk. So you meet its gaze.
Shit!
Surely it's looking at the guys coming through the hole in the wall.
It's got like a 180-degree gaze attack. You're looking into its eyes, basically. Yeah. Basilisks are not fun, but it's okay because you get a saving throw.
Oh, lovely.
And he did say, I'm looking at the floor. Crit 20. You're like,
oh, God,
bring it on, you fucker. Right, so yeah, you see Ben on his knees with a bat on his head. Let's see if I can describe this correctly. And his arse halfway through the hole. Andy is squeezed through his arse, pushing a polished plate with his nose while holding a bow and somehow managing to shoot overhead. No wonder he's at disadvantage. Maybe you just should shut the door and go, nope, not dealing with that. And a large, scaly, 8-legged basilisk at the back of the room. What do you do?
I will look through the door to a path to my right, which I can go up to get behind the basilisk. If I, close my eyes, is there can I see to the right? Is like a wall going round or what?
We don't need the rest of the maps. You've done that, so I'm going to try and fix Earls. When you look in, there's a wall to the left and right.
I kind of lean to the left but look to the right so I can see how far this wall
You
goes.
are blocking the corridor from Earl and Lantesh to get in if you are doing that. If you're stopping to look, like leaning in, because you are kind of massive.
I'm just trying to work out how much move I've got left.
You did 10, 15, 20, 25. You've got 5. You can move 1 square forward.
I'll move 1 square forward and where's
my... So you move to there. Earl, can you try logging out and logging back in?
Yeah.
Because that normally fixes braces.
But according to this map, Earl was standing 1 square to the right of the door that Aisha's just gone through.
Yeah, that is
and I
true.
can see him. But obviously I can't say anything else, but I'm just, if that helps.
Yeah, I know where I am. Do I need to just close the client?
Log out. Bracy, you just log out, don't you? Go back to the login screen.
I don't know how to do that.
Right, click on an empty part of the desktop. Hit close window.
Oh, yeah. Got ya.
And then return to launcher.
Yeah, I've done that.
And that normally fixes Bracy.
Come in there.
So, Aisha, you've moved to there, but you still have an action and a bonus action.
Kill it! Sorry.
Now he's gone all quiet. I do like these interesting combats. The monsters are not terribly hard, but the terrain itself lends a certain je ne sais quoi to Lantesh's owl is there. Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to throw you the map, Earl. Hopefully you can see. Please tell me you can see.
I can see.
Hurrah! Excellent. So you can see a doorway in front of you that Aisha has just ran through. Tracy's owl is at the end of the corridor. Tracy is to the right of you on a staircase.
Yep.
Well, Aisha, you have an action or a bonus action. Are you doing anything?
Back.
Right, you've got an action or a bonus action. Are you doing anything? Okay, you're dodging. Next up, we have Owl. What do you want the Owl to do, Tracy?
What is? You said there was more doors in the corridor.
Mm-hmm. There's a closed door to the south that the Owl can't
Is
open.
there any markings on the other doors just why it sits down the corridor?
There's no markings on the other door.
Right. I don't want it to go in the room.
Owl. It's just the Owl.
Yeah.
Are you just keeping it there, yeah? Move it
Yeah, I am, because I
to
don't
the
want
end, out the way
go
there.
now. No, you're not killing me, pet. No, I'm not letting you.
No, I don't want to kill it. I just want to turn it to stone because then
I know.
Then you can't summon another one until you stop having it being stone. Salmon, it's your turn. You step forward, finally able to see.
I am looking at the floor.
Yeah.
Right. I am going to step.
So basically, Corin is shouting directions to people going, it's like 10 feet from you, a bit to the right. So that's how you're shooting with disadvantage.
Yeah. I'm going to go there. I'm going to keep looking at the floor, and I'm going to slowly raise my eyes until I can see a part of it, and hopefully it's not its face.
Right, you can either roll with disadvantage, or you can look at it and take the gear's attack.
I'm going to roll with disadvantage.
Right. So you're looking down, you see a part of its foot, so you know where it is, but not enough to target it properly. So you step to the side
and nuke it,
and pew 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 pew.
That didn't roll with disadvantage.
Yeah,
so
did you click the disadvantage button?
No, I didn't because I'm a retard. So ignore that.
No, just roll again, and we'll take
one more d20.
Yeah, we'll take roll the hit again, and we'll take the lower of the two.
So that was a miss.
So that's a miss. Right, so make sure you click the disadvantage button, but you'll have to click it every time you fire. The second one's a hit. Go on there. You did it again. Just roll it to hit again.
Oh,
yeah, still a hit. Right, firing lots of fiery beams. Is that your turn?
It is. Yeah.
Okay, Lantesh, it's your turn. You can finally come out of the staircase.
Right, come out the staircase, and I'm not going to look in the room, but I'm going to open me little bag and throw the 3 balls of fur in.
Right, you can only throw one at a time.
Ah, right. Okay, right. Throw one in. Go attack that basilisk.
So you step forward there. So you're looking at Aisha's butt, and you hurl.
Oh God, he's got a lush butt.
You hurl the bag of tricks, which is here.
A tent.
Hey, wait a minute. If I go under Aisha's kilt,
a weasel,
and I just walk with him underneath the kilt, then I can just roll these fur balls from underneath, can't I?
Yeah. All right. So you throw it in, and you summon a weasel, a normal, small weasel. And my quiet keyboard has ran out of...
Can I get it to go and sit on top of its head so that its tail and that hangs down in front of the basilisk's eyes?
Prepare to see the cutest beast you've ever seen in your life be eaten by a basilisk.
Well, if I get it to go on its head and cover its eyes, then it
can try, but it is only a weasel.
Yes, but its name is Boo.
I thought
its name was Boo.
Weasel.
Right, there. How cute is he?
He's called Boo. No, call him Boo because he'll naturally go for the eyes.
Right,
yeah,
so you summon a normal-sized weasel and command it to try and cover the basilisk's eyes.
Yeah, go grapple that basilisk.
Right, okay. Tracy, when you cast a mage armor, just knock your spell slot off. Don't do the effect because it's already got mage armor on because it hasn't got it.
All right, yes,
got the duration set to 8 hours for some reason. I don't know why, but I've knocked it off for you.
I did tick my first level spell off for it.
I will fix that in post. Okay, is that your turn then?
That is my turn.
Eat weasel, Ben. It is your turn.
And I'll just admire Aisha's butt some more.
You're currently on the floor.
I stand up.
Okay, so you stand up. Corin's still prone, so I'm going to make prone. Yeah, you stand up, David.
Right. If I cast spell on it, will it be at using echolocation? Will it be at disadvantage?
Yes.
Right, then I will move.
You can look directly at it, or you can take a disadvantage attack. I know you're trying to get shenanigans to so what are you doing? There's a weasel appeared right in front of you. A little floofy weasel.
Can I move to there?
Yes. Stepping gently over the weasel.
Right. And I will try and hit with my battle axe.
Yeah.
And do I press the disadvantage?
Yeah, press disadvantage. You miss. It slides off its scale. Okay.
Then I will go for accurate.
Yes.
I need new glasses.
Oh, you need to drag it on your bar because you use it quite a lot. And then don't forget you'll have to click disadvantage again because it goes off after every use. Right, so you flail about. You do strike it, but you don't penetrate its scales. Is that your turn, David?
Yeah.
Right, next up we have Weasel. Weasel's going to make a grappling check as it tries to climb on the basilisk's eyes, I guess. Oh, cannot grapple size tiny versus me. Right, so it's too big for it to do that. So it'll, I don't know what the hell it's going to do. It's
going to probably sit on its head and just try and distract it, I think.
Well, it's gonna try and bite. It climbs on its head and tries to distract it. It's too small to be able to block its eyes. Oh no! It actually hits and
Well done, Weasel.
does damage to the basilisk as it nips it on the nose. Next, we have Krinta, who has a movement of 30 feet.
Get stuck in, son.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Can't actually get stuck in because he can't move through Lantesh and Aisha at the same time. So he will have to wait. Dizan is now in the stairway, Tracy. It comes into the corridor next to you.
Oh, I didn't like him up the
Hooray!
rear.
The basilisk finally get to go. Right. The basilisk uses its petrification on the weasel. It fails.
Oh, poor weasel, please save.
The weasel is petrified and turns to stone. And then
Nice.
it bites at Dave, who is next to it. It's the only person handy. Bites you, Dave. Yeah, it does. It hits and quite a nasty nip it gives you. And venom pours into the wound as well. Although you do resist some of that because you're a dwarf. That is its one go. It's probably going to die horribly. Corin, you're still prone, and it's your turn. There is a small stone weasel in front of you.
Right. Will it make any difference at all if I stand up?
Only if you want to move somewhere. Because it's half your movement to crawl.
Right.
But it's half your movement to stand up, but after that you can move normally.
I
Right.
said, Scott, back to you, Corin.
I'll stand up.
Right, so you're no longer prone. There you go. You've got 15 feet of movement left, but you don't have to move.
No. I shall shelter behind this stone weasel. Come on, carry the shite. And I suspect I had better put an arrow into it at disadvantage. Or I shall attempt to put an arrow into it. Let's be honest.
It still hits. It's a good hit. And the weasel has nipped at one.
And where's me? I'm due a D6.
You are? Where's your tosser's mark on? Oh, because you need to put the effect on. Just chuck a D6 on. Apply your tosser's mark. Loss of Slayer's on. Why is tosser's mark on?
What?
Right, yeah. So apply your effect tosser's mark. It's come off again.
Right, hang on. It's down here.
Tosser's mark itself. Oh, basilisk right at the bottom because, of course, when I get a roll for the NPCs, basilisks look badly hurt.
Right, is that right?
Yeah, hunter's mark.
Jump in.
I don't know why it's come off. Shouldn't do. Is that your turn, sir?
Yes it is. So I've done, 20 points of damage to it?
Yeah.
That'll
because
do for a
it looks
start.
badly hurt. Aisha?
Kill it.
I move forward one square and then smack the shit out.
Okay. Are you rolling at disadvantage or not?
Well, which way is it facing? Is it facing towards Burn?
It's just
Well,
turning
then I'm
basic-
behind
yeah.
it, so
you're gonna
would I be at disadvantage?
No, you can roll normally. But if it spins round on its turn and does a gaze attack, you'll be looking straight at it, mind, because you're not
Right,
hitting the
okay.
disadvantage.
Fuck's sake. Missed.
You miss. Is there anything else you would
I
do?
will cast a heal on Burn.
Okay, you throw him a heal. You feel a little better, Ben. Next up, we have Sandman, who is moving.
I will move there, turn around, burn it.
Okay, are you
No, I'm
taking
not
disadvantage?
No, I'm a clever boy.
Well, you better hope that it dies. If it sweeps
don't
its
mind.
gaze around the room.
It's all right. I've got a plan. I haven't used all my movement up yet.
You stand next to Corin and a small stone weasel.
Ron Weasley died.
Yeah, this basilisk is looking bad.
Right, I'll use the rest of my movement to... Oh, no, I won't.
Yeah,
I was
so
going to say I'll use the rest of my movement to turn 180 degrees and face the wall.
how do you kill the basilisk then?
I burn it through the back of the head so its eyeballs melt out the front.
Its eyeballs pop, Dave, and splatter hot eyeball juice all over you. And then the narrow beam narrowly misses you, singeing just the edges of your beard. The basilisk
Nice work, gang.
flops to the floor.
So, basilisk head, mean heart?
Yeah, let's harvest
It
this
doesn't
shit out.
have a head because Earl boiled its head.
Well, I mean, heart.
Yeah, so you cut the heart out. So somebody give me a
Can you skin them?
survival roll. I guess so. It's a lizard.
Jamie,
You
get to work.
can't because it can be used as armour.
It is a lizard, so I guess so, yeah.
Mr. Toscobble, do your thing.
Right, yo.
I'm moving further in this room. I don't like the idea of that Disden behind us.
It's medium, so it will take Andy some time.
If you'll forgive me for saying so, I could do with a bit of guidance on how one does this. I've never done a basilisk before.
Okay.
From behind. All right,
Well,
sorry.
yeah, with a weasel in the way.
I'll hand our weasel back to her and go, there's Ron back.
Thank you very much. Right, what am I rolling? Survival.
You
I'll give him a
are
hand.
with
So he has
advantage.
Thank you,
Guidance?
Dave. Yeah, I'm guidanced.
Nice.
Oh, 24, nice. So you have a medium basilisk health.
Right, I'll put it in my inventory.
Hang on, I'll stick it there because it's on your item. It's a medium pelt, yeah. And then drag the medium pelt on, and then once it's there, you can edit the name like brackets basilisk or whatever.
Right.
Because that'll add the weight as well. Because we've got to keep that.
Hang on, where is it?
Items, and if you just hit items, and then you just type pelt, and it should be medium pelt.
Right, hang on.
But that is going to take you half an hour. So while you do that, what are the rest of you doing?
Will someone give us a hand?
I take it one of us would have to go onto what is now roof, failing, activate, give it a give of light thing.
To give it a what?
Well, to make it the lose rail.
Oh, it's the other room.
Yeah, I know. It's the next room.
It's the rune chamber.
Yeah, we'll wait till we're finished in here before we do that. There's no rush. He's not.
So are you waiting half an hour until Andy skins this
Yeah, we're going to
basilisk
search the room while
and
we're waiting.
cuts its heart out?
Yep.
Sadly, no head, as Earl burnt its head off. Thank you for describing that, Earl.
Sorry, darling.
Right, you search this room, and I request a search your room roll. So Earl, hidden on investigation at advantage. Right, you thoroughly search the room, and you move all of the broken bits of furniture and what have you, but you don't find anything.
Right, was there any rooms that we hadn't looked into?
The southern room has not been opened yet.
Lantesh, there wasn't anything written on that door, was there?
No, not that. Good. Well, it wasn't that one, was it? It was in the corridor. The doors in the corridor.
Yeah, we'll wait until he's done and then we'll finish checking this level out before we go and tell our mate that found a way to rest.
He's standing behind us. He's followed us down the stairs. I don't like him behind us.
I'll come in the bloody room.
I have. I'm
Alright.
moving away because I don't like the idea of him up me back.
Remember, you need someone to switch that on from, so...
Right, so you've got the room to the south. Andy's busy humming to himself, cutting basilisk up. I guess
sit down.
basilisk kind of tastes like meat, but it's got poison glands, Andy, so you have to be careful what bits you take.
That's food.
Like really bad poison glands. Really, really bad ones. So are you just taking the skin, or are you going to try cutting the meat up as well?
Don't take the meat, but you might want to take the poison glands with you and the teeth.
So you just start smashing bits of basilisk up. So what you're doing, you're all standing in this room. Earl has gone around the entire room and said, nope, there's nothing here, it's fine.
Yeah, I've looked around, can't see anything. I'm going to sit on the table and wait until he's done, and then we'll explore the rest of the place. Did that guy come down? Is he hanging around in the corridor like that?
Yeah, he'll come in the room. Him and the white couldn't get in past Lantesh and Isha, who would block the door.
All right.
They were trying to help. Well, at least the white was.
Well, Basilisk sorted. As soon as he's skinned up, we'll finish checking the place out, and then we'll get you brought to life.
How many basilisk teeth can I extract?
I don't know how many teeth a basilisk got.
A lot.
2d6 teeth.
Right, oh.
Seems like a reasonable amount. The others been broken and burned and stuff.
There we go. Yeah, where the hell's that go?
So you all literally sit about. Dazan looks eager.
I bet he does.
I didn't trust him.
I'll turn out to Zan and say, don't worry, patience is a vulture.
I'm sure it is.
Oh, no, sorry, a venture.
What we're doing with the weasel?
Take it with us.
Yeah, it's just
Good.
Stick him on the mountain piece, the mantelpiece of the pub.
Yeah.
Just what I was thinking.
Would my bat have what you call spark of light?
yeah. Actually, no, the fake creatures, aren't there? So no.
Right, we'll just be patient. That's
Right.
really good at this.
Okay, well, I'll be patient too while you all sit there for half an hour.
Does that mean they can have a short rest while I'm doing this?
Short rest an hour, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Shall we fast forward half an hour then?
Absolutely.
Right, if you don't mind, we're going to check the rest of the doors out, and then we're going to bring you back to life, mate.
Excellent.
Onwards to the other door that we haven't smashed in.
So who opens the south door?
I'll open it, but to stand at one side.
So where's everybody else standing there?
I'll go with him.
Right, so you open the door. The bed in this room is upside down on the floor. Its rotted blankets peeking out from underneath the disintegrating mattress. Mounted to the north wall is a tall, cracked mirror in a stone frame that merges seamlessly with the surrounding wall. Lying underneath two dirt-clogged windows is a partially crumbled, rime-covered human skeleton in the tattered shreds of a nightgown.
Rime colour.
Rime-covered.
So if we'd had that mirror,
So you open the door, and you all stand in the corridor once more, blocking each other.
I
It looks
thought-
like a
I'm
bedroom.
going to go in and have a look.
I thought you said it was rusty down.
It isn't frosty down here.
How he's covered in rime. That's like
You don't
He's a
know.
rat.
All you need to do is try time travel back 2,000 years, go to the bit where he died, and find out.
That'll be what the mirror does. So where's the body?
Where is the freaking body? Lying underneath two dirt-clogged windows. So yeah, right to the south of you. Do I have a skeleton after?
That's all right. I'll have a search of the bod.
Okay, excellent. As you touch the body, the bones crumble to dust, and out of the bones, a bright light bursts forth.
Show
It
me eyes.
attacks you.
The bath. The only time that's it. I'm doing it.
It attacks you.
what the hell's that? Oh, one of them bloody things. Right.
Ooh, what the fuck? Holy shit. Okay. Right. So, Earl, first of all, it get multi-attack. No. So the energy sparks out from it. Yeah. And you need to make Your DC 10. You should see. Right, you feel your soul almost sucked from your body.
Ow.
Your heart begins to pound, and you find it difficult to breathe, and you clutch at your throat. That was only a bonus action. Holy shit! And then you take 11 points of lightning damage.
Ow.
And now we roll initiative.
Oh, I don't like this thing.
Here we go again.
Hi, we're just friendly passers-by. We're trying to save the world. Stop killing us.
We have copies of the Watchtower if you
Did you roll initiative, guys?
I've not.
No, I didn't. I didn't get a roll.
Get a request.
All right. Why is it not giving you a that's
there we
weird.
go.
Right, so first up is Sandman. After having your soul almost sucked from your body, what do you wish to do?
I'm going to move there and burning hands.
Okay. Blasting it with fire. Have you just moved out the room?
No, I've just moved to one side.
No,
All right.
I wasn't in the room. I just can't move
Okay.
because I was cluttering it up.
Burn it then. Burn it with fire, Earl. Right, it does not do as much damage as you had thought.
Yes, but it did some, which means a friend of mine will do more.
Is there anything else you want to do?
There's not a lot I can do.
Corin, it is your turn.
Right, this probably won't work on one of those horrible little beasties, but never mind. We'll have a bash. Better put the little greasy mark on it. We'll try and put an arrow in it. This is bound to work.
Yep.
Oh, blimey.
Wow, you rolled a 1 and re-rolled it and then hit. Bam! An arrow goes straight through it and it goes poof and it shatters and little particles of light slowly drift to the floor as you utterly kill it to death.
Yep, I retrieved my arrow.
Holy crap. Well done. That was a short fight.
So I ate them.
The skeletons come to dust. Yes, but the other ones didn't have the ability to suck your soul out. I don't know why this one does, but it obviously does.
Are you all right, Sandman?
I am fine.
Shall I nip across and bind your wounds?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, actually. I'm a bit electrified.
Right, hold on a second. Come on, carry the shade. Take your bloody finger out. Right, wait a
I
minute.
could do with your healing.
You all right? Yes, not a problem. Not a problem. Just give us a second. Hold on a minute. How's it go? Ah, there it is. Right, hang on. Right, that ought to be. Right, tick that off. Right, well, as soon as I can say you, Ben, I shall slap a bandage on.
The description of that wisp is horrifying. You know, normally, like the Banshees will, it says drops you to 0 hit points.
Yeah.
It says make a DC 10 Constitution save or die.
Hiya, Bowler.
Oh.
Yeah, so you actually rolled and got a 10. It's like,
That was lucky.
50 pence, 20 pence there, like, oh, you die. What? You just die. Your soul is torn from your
It
body.
wouldn't surprise me because, let's face it,
Because you hadn't almost died this session, so, you know, it was around time.
It is becoming a bit of a thing, that, though, isn't it?
But
Does seem
as
to
you
be.
can see by the drawing, there's a bed in the room.
yeah, we'll get Aisha in and do an Aisha staircase to search the bed.
Yeah, I'll go in the room, whichever room that in, because I'm having trouble seeing. It doesn't show us the whole room on the map. If it's in continual light, it's weird.
I might be able to change it to daylight. I'm not sure what will happen. Anything can happen in the next half hour. Well, it's set to sunlight. I don't know why it's not shown. Some of the maps can be a bit funny.
Yeah, we've got like quarter of a room, and is it a room to the south or what?
Yeah, they're in the room to the south. Do you want us to move it in there? Are you going in there now that Earl has
All right.
almost died?
All right.
Like, literally, by 1 point of a D20, Earl almost died. You're bringing the stone weasel with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're now in the room. There's a bed. Earl had touched the corpse, and this light had popped out of it, and then it had crumbled to dust.
Anything else in the room? Is there any markings on the walls?
There's
or
no markings on the wall. Do you wish to
bedposts or
search
anything?
the room?
I'll give a hand.
So I'll give you advantage.
I'm good at investigating.
Right, you search around the bedchamber, and initially you don't find anything, but then behind the bed, as you sit on Isha's shoulder, your hand bumps into something you can't see.
Ooh.
Feeling around it, it feels like a wooden chest or a wooden box, maybe a few, like 2 feet long, big enough, small enough that you can pull down, about 2 feet long by about a foot wide.
It's probably fun.
It's levitating next to the ceiling.
Using my mage hand to pull it down.
You can't. It can't
No.
move it. You can only carry 10 pounds.
Oh,
Can
can
I
I
use
lift the
my
lid?
mage hand to help?
If it's hovered, if
You
it's
feel around
levitating.
for the lid, and there's a catch, and there's a lock on the front, and you pull the lid, but it appears to be locked.
Right,
I've got
cast
a key.
knock.
Oh, God. Wait a minute. Should we get the blanket first?
Yep, good plan.
Yeah, get the blanket. I'll cast knock on the box. Second level spell.
Right, you cast knock, and you assume the lid opens because out falls what appears to be a book, which looks fully intact, but then as it hits the air, it goes and disintegrates into dust.
No, no, no. No, can't do that.
Cast mend on it.
You can't mend that because it's literally dust particles all
I
over the
have a
room.
vacuum cleaner in my pocket. I'll make a
Yeah, the chest doesn't appear to be tight or anything. It's just seems to be held in place, and your mage hand couldn't move.
Nothing else in the chest left.
You can't say it's an invisible space. You're actually feeling around it with your hands. As you put your hands on the inside of the chest, the interior feels warm, constantly warm.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get the
How
chest
big's
out.
this chest? Is it?
Like I said, it's about
is
2
it
foot long by a
gnome
foot
size?
wide. No, it's like a reasonable size to hold things in, but not a huge like room chest.
I was going to say, if it's gnome sized, I could sit in it and get warm.
It's about 2 foot by 1 foot, and it's invisible, and it's hovering near the roof.
We'll come back for that. It'd be handy. Something that keeps stuff warm. You know, like
Soup.
cheese toasties in the tavern, toasted sandwiches
Unless we have to leave in a hurry.
or pies.
Yeah, if you have to leave in a hurry, you'll have to leave it.
True. We'll come. It's not necessary, but if I've got time.
Right, so what do you do now? Other than that, there's nothing else in the room. There's a lot more dust than there was. It seemed to be, while it was in the chest, because it appeared in midair, as you opened it, perfectly preserved, and then as it fell out and hit the normal air, it just went and scattered into dust all over the room.
Right, march back out into the corridor. Where's left that we haven't searched?
There's nowhere left that you haven't searched, but the rune chamber is just ahead.
Well, let's go and fix our guy.
I think we better be careful. I'll whisper to you, Sanwan. I think we better be careful because I don't trust that guy
It'll be fine. When was the last time we got sprayed by someone?
all the time.
It'll be all right.
Right, as you walk back into the room again, look at this room, man. It's full of owls and stone weasels and bloody...
It occurs to me, do we all need to be in this room?
As the first person steps forward into the room again, once again, the illusory hologram figure appears and repeats exactly the same message. Behold, my masterpiece. Here illusions can be made real. Shadows become substance. Create your illusion, let it stand atop the crystal disc and watch my rune chamber do its work. The crystal disc hanging from the ceiling. Dazan stands under the crystal disc and goes, and nothing happens. Damn it, he says, see, I don't have a spot of light.
Right, go and get yourself up there. I'll sort you out.
You might need to sit on your undead mate's shoulders. Hang on, because we're all piled up. Can I just move over there in that corner?
You can move out the room if you want. What are you all doing? You were all, again, torn by indecision, waiting for the DM.
No,
the shaft here is what you're doing.
I'm going to go and help the guy. How do I help him? Where do you get the spark from?
Right, well, okay. I am going to wait in the corridor then.
I guess, I don't know. You needed to activate the room. I guess the live guy should put this thing on the disc. So maybe touch me, touch the disc, dance a merry jig. I genuinely don't know. This is high
You
level.
go get up on the disc.
Right, so it gets on Krintas's shoulders.
Yeah, and I'll be like, make my illusion real.
And nothing happened.
Look
If
around.
Can I speak the same phrase in the Netherese language I've just heard?
No, because you can't speak Netherese, you can only understand.
But could you not repeat what that guy said?
You can have a go, and you do your very best to impersonate him, but nothing happens.
What
Okay.
did that guy say again? The illusion.
Make my illusion real.
But how to do it?
Stand atop the crystal disc.
He's got the one of us has got the stand on the.
Oh, I know where it is.
Turn him round the other way and put his feet on it.
Yeah.
Right,
Turn
so
around
with
the other way
some
and put your feet on the
struggling,
disc.
you do that. Are you helping Krintas? Because Krintas can't balance him by himself.
Yeah, we'll help.
Right, so you reach to do him, and as soon as the first person touches him, there's a spark shoots from his finger and heads into Dazan. Who was the first person that touched him?
I'll do it. Why not?
Sandman.
Oh,
It's me.
Jesus.
Excellent.
And you? It's going
Sandman.
to kill one of us.
My friend, I am going to request a specific dice roll from you. You're going to
Oh.
like this one. Right, so there you go. Request a roll, please. Now we have to ignore the 10s because it's bugged. So it was a 76. So the golden disc begins to glow with a soft and
It's working.
shit happens. Let's see what happens. That is
I knew
obviously
it.
the life spark. The runes and along the walls all begin to glow softly. However, the cracks in between them, due to the age, the sparks seem to jump backwards and forwards through the crack. And what does the 76?
It all goes to shit.
right? And with a loud flash and a whiff of ozone, Dizan is engulfed in lightning, and then there's a big poof, and everything goes dark, like as if it shorted out and used its magic. And Dizan goes, "It worked! It worked! I can feel it."
I'll go, "He's alive!
Oh.
He's alive!"
And he goes to hug you. Oh,
Good, I'll let him hug us.
right. He throws his arms. He's like, "I'm real. I'm mortal. I can learn."
Yep, that's pretty cool. So does that mean I'm your dad?
I guess so, Dad.
You
Right.
want to join?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You
Right,
want to
come
join
on,
us
kids.
in a party?
You want to join an adventure party? We've got this really interesting franchise option for a tavern.
And he holds his hands out, and his hands are rock steady. And he looks, turns over, and he's like, yes. Oh God, yes.
Right, come on, get your stuff. We've got adventuring to do. Do you mind if we take that amulet thing and all the books that you probably won't need anymore?
God, no, I don't need them. I was just trying to figure out how to use the rune chamber.
It's dead easy. You just have someone with a generous heart and a natural spark of magic in them.
Hang on a minute.
That's-
He's rolling dice again.
That's fantastic. Yes, of course. Yeah, so he'll take you back up, and then I will have to find the frigging parcel for it, because it's not, like I said, this is a small map, but it was highly confusing for me, because
I can say why.
there was no entrance to level 4, because if you click on the stairway description, it says this stairway is blocked. And I'm like, how'd they get to level 4? Because there's no hole in it. How the fuck? So luckily for you, somebody came along and dug the stairway out.
That was kind of...
That was kind of them, wasn't it? So yeah.
You can imagine how much you can get done with a lot of slaves.
So this level doesn't go down, and this hole does down any.
No, it does not go down any further.
Anything else in this room?
No, the chamber, there was a lot of crackling and discharge of energy, but like I said, the runes were cracked, and the energy has winked out of existence. I am trying to find the millions and millions of map. It was on level 3. Dizan's room, parcel. Yeah, so he gathers up the books and hands them to you, and I have to remove the amulet, because you already have that. What do you do now?
Well, we best head out and go back to town.
Yep.
You know, the one place we haven't been is that Dwarf Valley.
Oh no, I think we should go see our goblin friends.
Right, so
Do
you
mind
head
if I
out,
take the
Tracy.
books out
I've
of the
added the books into the party here again. He seems joyous and is happy and is touching the walls and everything. So you're in the bottom of the spire. You've explored what appears to be every room. What do you do now?
Well, as we go back out, does all the walls look like it conforms to that of a tower?
Yes.
Right, then we're done. Let's go. Oh, no, we can't leave yet. We've got to steal the box.
Okay.
That's good for keeping our pies warm.
So you go back into the south room.
Yeah.
I'll just move myself. I'll just wait there, just in case.
Yeah. Andy bravely stands out of the way. So who's doing what in the south room?
I'll go.
Right, what are you doing then? The box is 9 feet in the air, and Mage Hand cannot move it. Tracy's just tried, and it's invisible.
Well, an invisible 9 feet in the air box.
And we're trying to just pull it down.
I'd tie a rope round it and try pulling it down.
Okay, you easily pull it down. Whatever magic holds it in place obviously can only provide a certain amount of resistance, and like without any problems whatsoever, you pull it down. It is, however, still invisible.
Oh no, that won't be at all useful. So we have an invisible warm box.
Yeah.
You have an
So many jokes.
invisible warm box with
So little time.
We'll have to make sure we keep something tied round it at all times.
A ribbon.
Like both ways, so that it doesn't come off. You know how you would tie a
I'm
parcel.
trying to work out, because at no point can you use this for like smuggling.
What you've got a ribbon tied around your warm box. Yeah.
It's good for valuables, guys. So if you think like a safe,
No, it's
right?
good to keep sandwiches.
That
nice
is
and warm.
horrifying.
Yes, but
It
if you've
doesn't
got a
say
safe,
that it turns visible once you remove it from the room. It just tells you
we can put all our valuables in there, and people won't know.
You
It's
haven't-
like the cash register.
It's
Thieves
the-
can't steal from it because they can't see it.
it's in the party menu, so if you click on it, it actually tells you.
It's the smuggler's box
description.
to go on the sledge.
Yeah.
Can you just put your hand inside and feel around, feel if anything in it?
Once you put stuff in it, you can see it.
Ah.
It's when you close the lid, like the box. As soon as she knocked it open, the book appeared and then fell out.
That's just gonna be so useful.
I bet you use it for warming soup, so you've always got warm
Yeah.
soup.
Yeah, that's cool beans, huh?
Awesome.
Right, so now are you just heading out?
I think that's the safest thing to do.
Yeah.
And are we going to introduce this undead bloke to our undead bloke?
Oh God.
Yeah, they could become
And
better
how
pals.
how are you going to try? Oh, I suppose they could both sit on the back of
Yeah, we've got
Yeah. On a tensors floating
on a
disc.
Tensor's floating disc. So as you approach the Slayer
with their arms around each other.
yeah, Bob nods and goes mummy, and Quintus nods and goes white, and they like give each other that no and nod look, and then walk off to talk
yeah,
about.
it's like undead things. It's like, so what's it like working with humans? They're very weird.
Bob's twice left, right? His
Dazan is very happy, and if you look at his tongue, has a snazzy hat and beard.
Oh, brilliant. We've got our own pet mage. Great.
You've got a mage with no spells.
Yeah, but I know something you don't know.
However, it does explain why the other Dazan went mad and butchered people with a dagger rather than
Yeah, 'cause
just
he didn't
blowing
have
them
any
up with a
spells.
fireball.
So do you know everything the old design knew?
No, that's the weird thing. Because we had he used the Netherese scroll of Simulacrum.
Oh, no.
It doesn't seem to be conforming the whole way. So there are gaps in my memory, and I don't know whether it's a result of the scroll or whether Dazan has deliberately memory wiped this.
Quick pace back in a sec.
Because all I know is that he wanted to meet up with Nas and commune with the deity, and I don't know anything other than that. So presumably I would know that if I hadn't had my memory altered.
I don't suppose Nas could have been shipwrecked somewhere, could he? By any chance?
I've got no idea. I do know he was on a ship coming to meet up with Dazan.
How much spellbook cost?
A lot of money.
The spellbook's quite cheap. It's putting the spells in there.
Well,
Yeah.
we could chip in for a spellbook, and Lantesh can copy her spell into that spellbook and give it to Dazan. I mean, he'll just know the same spells than Tesh, but it's got better than nothing.
D&D Player's Handbook, it's 50 GP for a blank spellbook with 100 pages in.
That's a bit steep.
It's not. It doesn't need to be steep. It's just wizards have cornered the market.
Oh, I see. It's
So-
got the word wizard in the title.
It's
before
got-
you just add a zero.
Yeah. So you just basically you make up whatever shit you like, and guess what, guys? You get a new reveal on the map,
I'll turn around to Distan. I'll say,
which I cannot
when we
find.
get back, I'll copy a spellbook up for
Dun
you.
dun dun. Reveal.
Oh.
Right. So we just need Earl to come back.
Back.
Welcome back. Right. So as you trudge up the spire, there's nothing else that you haven't found, as far as you're aware. And you climb up through the hall. And as you climb out through the hall, you see standing before you 6 large hyena-headed humanoids carrying massive spears, great axes. and
Oh,
other
here we
things.
go.
They let out, they step forward aggressively, letting out a laugh, and then suddenly stop. The leader indicates to them in some way, and then the 6 of them bow to you.
About who?
I say hello.
I'm muttering. I should fucking think so. No, are they bowing to anyone in particular?
No, they seem to be bowing to the group.
Ah,
Oh.
back.
Ask them if they speak common.
I'm going to say that
If not, I'll cast comprehend languages and I'll talk to them.
I'm going to say the leader by the name of Brett can speak basic common.
They don't fancy coming to live in Lonelywood, do they?
He says, "Praise Yinagu, he sent you as was prophesied.
What
Okay.
was the prophecy again?
The strangers, the large one and the small one, they will come. They will free the tribe of